I am recording audibly. It is 10:26 p.m. June 9th on a Friday. And it is another week of the Too Many Words podcast, episode 44. Thank you. As always, I am your host, Isaac William Joseph. Across the way from me is my best friend, Jordan Van Cleve. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty great. I got the next 2 days off. I'm going to a bachelor party tomorrow. It's going to be fun. We're going to have lots of fun.
Party.
I'm going to go paintballing for the first time in my life.
Oh, you're not going to like that as much as you think.
Well,
Talking from personal experience.
I'm hoping they have armor and stuff I can wear, because if there's not, then I'm not doing it.
Bring your own armor.
Okay. It's going to be...
You'll have a helmet.
Do they not have like anything else? Where did you go? Do you remember?
I can't remember.
No? Okay.
It looked shady. It was like
They always
behind
look
behind a interstate.
If I told you the name of this place, would you recognize it if it's the one you went to? Hang on, I gotta pull it up again. Hey Isaac, say something funny. Where the hell did you go?
So I swapped my girlfriend's chapstick with a glue stick. I think she's mad. She hasn't spoken to me in days.
That's actually... So it's archery, field, and sports.
No, not even close.
Okay. You know, actually, I think I've been there before. I think that's where I got my bow.
But yeah, let's see.
After that, we're gonna go to his place and we're just gonna drink and eat pizza.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. I'm very much so looking forward to tomorrow.
Sick. I've had an amazing week as well. Honestly, ever since being hired at the radio station, there's only ever bad moments, never bad days. To be really honest with you, I'm living life.
I wouldn't say I've had a good week. I've worked every single day for the past 7 days, 8 hours or more. So I am very tired, but like I'm feeling good right now.
Oh,
so
yeah?
like.
Okay, well, let's do some quick announcements. As always, follow the podcast on Instagram. That's how we grow. That's how we connect. That is how we love each other. At Too Many Words Podcast is where you can find our Instagram. Thank you very much.
Bing bong.
With that said, another announcement is something I learned and met and connected with at Des Moines Con, our local Comic Con. I ran into this awesome guy named Austin Lee. And he is a podcaster. And he made me well aware that this whole entire time, Jordan, there have been monthly podcast meetings for the Des Moines area for podcasters, you and I alike. This is a great opportunity. I dub this the next chapter for the Too Many Words podcast. Okay, we're taking networking and partnerships and outsourcing to the next level, and it's going to be freaking great. This is not technically an announcement. It's just letting you guys know for that the big things are coming, cool things are coming. You know. Maybe Jordan and I will make an appearance on someone else's podcast.
That'd be cool.
And that what would be really cooler is you guys become fans of their podcast because we were on there, and we'll have them on ours.
Even cooler would be their fans become fans of our podcast.
Exactly, networking, collaborating.
Season 5, the season of networking. Season 6, the season of growth.
Sure. I mean, we're going to be networking until the day I die.
I mean, obviously, yeah, that's how this shit works.
But, yeah, I will get into the thick of the details when we get to it. But, yeah, as just an announcement, big things are coming.
What did I learn this week?
Oh, yeah. Let's get into what did I learn this week?
You just said it, though, didn't you? You said, I learned this week. And then you said that about the podcaster meeting.
Oh.
Do you have something different?
Yeah.
Oh, go for it then.
So, you know that song?
There's a lot of songs.
That goes, Does anybody really know what time it is? Does anybody really care?
I do not know that song.
And I
I'm
said...
hearing a lot of noises out there. It's making me nervous.
That's definitely not the order of the lyrics, or barely any of the lyrics, but that, I've always known that song. That is performed by a band called Chicago. That is what I learned this week. How did I learn that this week? Well, I'm going to try to implement something in the week. 2 episodes ago, you guys were blessed. Your ears were blessed with the content of our favorite bands. Just before those bands came out, or that episode came out, I asked my people of Facebook what their favorite band was.
You asked that on a lot more than just Facebook, but yes. You asked that on like literally everything.
Should we add a new segment? It involves extra work out of the week from me. But, Jordan, why not we not... How about we don't just say the question for this episode on the episode? How about we post it just before the episode comes out? And then, 2 weeks later, they'll get answers on it. Like, we'll get to share what other people said.
I don't hate that, actually.
You don't hate that?
Eventually, it'll be 1 week later once we get my vacation.
Once we adjust some scheduling.
So I think that'll be even better once that kicks into place.
Yeah.
It'll be a minute before that happens.
What should we call this segment?
Fancers.
Fancers?
Yeah.
I actually really like that. This week from Fancers, question from 2 episodes ago was, what's your favorite band? We asked, you guys answered. I have 31 answers. Less than 30 answers, actually. Simple question for my friends via my Facebook, Isaac William Joseph. What's your favorite band? We have a lot of answers, guys. We have a lot of answers. So, yeah, we're just going to quickly...
A lot of people said Linkin Park, and I have to disagree with every single one of them.
We're going to go through this as quick as I can. Sandra Martin said Casting Crowns. Caleb Wakecaster said Boston. Andrew Corver said Metallica. Derek Vance said Foo Fighters. Pam Pond said Violent Femmes or Mumford & Sons. Miracle Payne said Skillet. Dusty Morgan said Linkin Park.
Lingo Park. Yeah.
Natalie Messenger, Ramstein. I really like that answer. Queen and Queen by Sarah Van Hyden and Wendy Stout. That is definitely not all the comments. Let me keep on clicking.
Also,
my boy Marcellus said Gorillaz.
Isaac's mom, Dusty, your favorite band is not Linkin Park. I will not accept that answer.
That's her favorite band when she's drunk.
All
the other songs she listens to when she's drunk is like solo artists.
I guess, yeah, but like...
Isaac Mercer said Tenacious D. Sabrina Carroll said too many, but I guess I say Boston or ICP or Linkin Park.
Yeah, she got really into Insane Cloud Posse in the early 2000s.
Susan
Rodine
Rodine says 3 Days Grace. God bless you, Susan. Darren Dalton says 3 Days Grace. I'm going to kiss you, Darren. I already told you that. Chelsea Wacher says The Beatles. Classic. Debbie Lingelbach. My Nana! What's up, Nana? Say hi to Nana, Jordan.
Hi, Nana.
She's becoming very aware that she's being mentioned a lot on this podcast.
That's because she's our #1 fan.
Casting Crowns and Mercy Me is my Nana's answer. Deb Baker Belcher says AC/DC. Katie Valadez says 9 Inch Nails. And Chelsea Bollinger, she says NF. I'm glad that you participated, Chelsea. That's a solo artist, but thank you. Unless he's got like a band behind him performing, I don't know. Natalie Bensley Ramirez, Fall Out Boy.
Did you tag me in that post?
No, I did not. Jill Kulhanek, she's my friend Jill, and I never know how to pronounce her last name. She said Chicago, and that's how I learned about that song. And yeah, that is all of your answers. all of your fansers from the first time ever added segment of the question from 2 episodes ago. Soon to be 1 episode ago. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you. I will probably just continue that as a thing with my Facebook only to make things easy, because I'm not going to jump from platform to platform to platform to gather everybody's answers, and because that was pretty long in itself. So yeah, moving on. Drink review.
That's right. You have something for us, don't you?
I do. Jordan, say something funny.
Yesterday, I farted, and it almost didn't go very well.
What?
But today, I told Connor about the time I pooped my pants at work. That's about it. Didn't think that it would take this long for him to go get it. You said Chelsea Bollinger, right?
Yeah.
Where was that comment at?
Why?
Because I'm not seeing that comment on here, and also, that's someone I know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, we're moving on.
Oh, there it is, right there. What
Yep.
the fuck?
We're moving on.
It's weird how you're just friends with just random people from my young years.
Not gonna lie, Jordan, this week's beverage is kind of gay.
Love is love.
It is the Peace Tea Just Peachy Love is Love edition Peach Love Pride flavor.
You know, this is going to be something for me. I've never had peace tea.
This is why we review them.
I don't drink tea a lot.
I haven't had peace tea in the longest time. And, you know, this is probably the most celebration that Pride Month is ever going to get out of me. I was like, it's got a freaking rainbow on it. 'Tis the season.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love rainbows.
We're pushing back Christian's Fago suggestion by another week. But I was like, well, if I don't do it this week, I don't know if the episode will come out during the month.
It's almost fitting for a certain Fago, though.
Absolutely. Yes. Fago, the D&D character, is pansexual. But, you know, in the sense of it being Pride Month, I say why not? It's not really a big deal for me.
I don't care.
Me neither.
All right. Crack open on 3.
But yeah. So we are going to review the Peace Tea Peach Love Pride flavor.
1, 2, 3.
I bet that was nice.
I bet that was really
I'm
nice.
going to love listening to that.
It smells really good.
Smell initial?
Peach. Lots of peach.
Peach rings.
Peach rings. Honestly, peach rings specifically.
Peach rings is goated, dog. Really.
Okay. Whoa. That's a lot sweeter than I anticipated. That is a lot sweeter than I anticipated. That's good. 7.5 out of 10.
Jordan, what's the best drink we've reviewed so far in this little short list we've
I
had?
think it's this one, isn't it?
This is a 10 out of 10, Jordan.
I don't like peach that much.
Really?
Yeah.
I love tea.
I mean, don't get me
and
wrong. I like tea, but
I love peach. So this is a 10 for me.
7.5 out of 10. It's a good. That's a good rating. That's
Yes,
a good
sir.
rating, honestly. That's good. That's good.
That's great.
Great.
I would love to just sip that throughout the episode. Let's talk about it. How close does that taste like a peach ring?
It really does taste like the candy peach rings. Like, it's very similar.
Yeah.
Like,
I take back saying that it tasted probably kind of gay. It does not taste gay in the slightest.
If there's a...
Factually, no butthole whatsoever.
Okay. There's a G Fuel flavor called Sonic... Like, it's Sonic Rings. It's a peach ring flavored. and that tastes exactly like peach rings. It's very good, and this tastes very similar, but like it doesn't taste like an energy drink. So like it's good. It's very good.
There is such a vast amount of drinks that go for that peach ring flavor, and I appreciate every single one of them.
This and the G Fuel are probably the two closest ones.
You think so?
I have to say that. Yeah.
Okay, so back when we worked at Hy-Vee,
Yeah.
like we worked at Hy-Vee,
Yeah.
like the long part, my first part,
Urbandale.
and those Coca-Cola machines, those touchscreen ones, were new.
Yeah.
And they really encouraged people to come up with their own flavors. Remember
Yeah.
those?
Coca-Cola Freestyle is a beautiful thing.
Don't remember, but I had come up with a formula that tasted just like peach rings.
Really?
Yeah. Like, this might beat it, but all I remember is I was thinking I was like a 17-year-old freaking genius, dog.
It probably had, I'm thinking of Coke, it probably had like a peach...
It had
peach Sprite, because I had a peach flavor.
What was it? Sunkist or Fanta or whatever's in the Coke machine. It was definitely peach that, but then I added a little bit of something else that made it a little bit closer to accurate. Because you can't just go peach flavor something and then expect it to taste like peach rings, you know?
Yeah.
You gotta have that sourness.
Yeah.
But 10 out of 10 by me, 7.5 by Jordan. This is a damn good drink. Good job, Pride people.
What's next? Do you have more stuff?
Well, do we want to go over some small things before we get into the big things?
I thought you had one more thing for our
here's a
intro
small
section.
thing that happened to me today. Me and Marcellus and I,
That's right.
we went to Up Down for the first time, which is a Des Moines area arcade. It is so good. I got to play Ninja Turtles in Time for the first time ever.
I never got to take you to the arcade in Grimes, and that really makes me sad. You
Bro,
lived there for almost 2 years.
I've been wanting to play Turtles in Time for so long.
I'm almost certain they have that.
And the first time I got to play it was on the platform of an actual arcade game, and it was great. It was great. It was beautiful. I loved it. I need to bring 3 friends one day so we can all be the Turtles.
Or you could just buy one. Buy an arcade cabinet.
I am going... I will definitely have like a mini arcade station somewhere in this basement. I don't give a darn. I'm going to have Street Fighter. Stop it.
I don't give a darn. I'm gonna have Street Fighter.
I'm going to have Street Fighter 2. I'm going to have Turtles in Time. And then I'm going to have a third one that has like a smorgasbord of arcade games that you can play. Because those are my 2 favorite arcade games. Mm-hmm. Based on like nostalgia and hype alone.
Mm-hmm.
And then one that has like a little bit of everything, like Pac-Man, Galaga, Tetris, Tron, stuff like that. I don't know. But yeah. Something that everybody can play. But yeah, my babies, those will be my 2 babies. Street Fighter 2 and Turtles in Time. Speaking of which, the first issue of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Street Fighter collaboration came out this week.
Nice. That's cool.
I bought it. It's in my car.
That's cool.
Yeah, I forgot to bring it. Doesn't matter. We have a lot of other things to share this.
Yeah.
A lot of other things to share. But another small thing is I am enrolled to DMAC Fall. Okay? Year 2. Let's freaking get it.
What kind of classes did you take this?
So when I refer to these classes, I'm going to refer them in a way that I want to refer to them, because I will definitely be talking about them on the podcast multiple times, just like any other previous class I've had talked about on this podcast. So, one is called Fundamentals of Oral Communication.
Okay.
It's a speech class.
That's
it's
really
just
funny.
Speech class.
That's what it's called.
It's Fundamentals of Oral Communication. Yeah.
That's
okay.
such a goofy
I am
name.
not going to call it that every single time we talk about it, Jordan. I'm sorry. This is probably the only time I will say it, unless it gets really memed out.
It's Fook.
But
The acronym is FOOC. 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 I love it.
But anyways, the other class is called Voice and Motion. It's a voice acting class.
Really?
Yes.
That's gonna be. I don't think you need to be taught that. I've heard your radio promos. They're fantastic.
They could be better.
I don't know about that. You sound good in them. You really do.
Thank you.
I think it should be taken as a compliment when I didn't recognize your voice.
You know what? You're absolutely right. But yeah, I feel like anything that I can learn to advance what already is a passion.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to do that academically.
And just those 2 classes for now?
I really, really, really want to get signed up to a 3rd class because I don't want to keep on taking 2 at a time. I don't want to graduate at 37 years old. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
Actually, I don't even need to graduate. I can probably be done with college before 30, considering that I'm not thinking about going to a university after this anymore. I'll be done with school at 26. Hell yeah, man.
I got a burp sitting in there, but it's not.
Okay, then I'm going
It's
to
stuck.
continue. I'm going to continue, and you're going to face that way when you burp.
Well, it might be like a while before it happens.
Okay. I know those lingering ones too. Let's see. Hannah?
Kind of forced it out.
Hannah probably does not like me sharing this information,
We share a lot of information Hannah doesn't like.
but it's not going so great with Spanish class.
That's sad.
There's nothing to fret about with that because I know how hard, especially DMAC Spanish is. There's no connection with the teacher. It's really hard. They expect you to freaking turn it into a part-time job outside of class when it comes to studying and doing homework. Okay, Spanish is just not something that you should... Spanish is a language that you should learn, but not through that system. Not through that system at all. Okay? AJ, my co-intern, my friend at work, she's doing Duolingo. I recommend probably doing Duolingo if you want to learn Spanish. Okay, I had a Mexican-born boss at my old factory. I told him about how I failed Spanish in college. He then told me about how he failed it in high school. This man, where Spanish was his first language, failed Spanish in high school because of the way things are just taught like that in America. It's not great. Okay? I don't care what anybody says. But I will also say, if you did get through college level Spanish with a B or better, congratulations. I'm not like you. You're built different. But with that said, Hannah and I'm talking to her. If there is an ASL class available in the fall, her and I will be taking it together at Ankeny campus.
Nice.
Yeah, we're going to learn sign language!
I learned sign language in 6th grade. That was funny. I learned sign language in 6th grade. I forgot all but one thing.
What's your one thing?
The letter J.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? That's fun. Okay. Hannah's been teaching the baby sign language.
A lot of people have been doing that. That's a huge thing now.
That's what I've actually I heard from an article years ago that babies just learn language faster through sign.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's really all I had to say for side. we should call those side missions.
Side mission.
The little things that we have to talk about, but are definitely not the main point of this episode. Side missions.
All right. So another thing I want to talk about because I think this directly relates to you.
Share some of your.
Do
side
you know
missions.
what's going on in Hollywood right now?
Writer's strike?
Yeah.
I know nothing about it.
Really? I
don't.
thought it would have piqued your interest and you would have looked into it a little bit.
I'm almost scared to look into it.
Honestly,
I don't know what this entails,
think about
especially for my future.
I get that. I get that a lot. A lot of movies have been put on an indefinite hold. Like, I think Spider-Man, the next Spider-Man movie, that's put on a hold.
The next Spider-Verse?
Spider-Man.
Oh. Well, isn't Tom Holland going on a break?
Pretty sure he's been on a break, but
Yeah, like that's also dumb. Like I heard like he was gonna take a break right after No Way Home, and then I hear more news like in the last week that he's taking up 1 year hiatus. Like, bro, can someone tell me the truth for once? But well, as you were saying, what's up with the writer's strike? I know it's about payroll.
I don't really know a lot about it. This is the second
Are they just wanted
one.
to get paid more? Oh yeah. Someone told me. I don't remember who. Sorry to whoever it was, but someone was talking about how some writers, like, that wrote for a series that's like on Netflix or Hulu or whatever it may be, they are not getting residuals for certain money being earned. And like when it comes to percentages, writers are getting cucked. And they're on strike for it.
This is the second writer strike in recent memory. There was one in just before 2009. Yeah. Because it greatly affected the production and release of the second Transformers film. That's the only reason I know about it. But yeah, apparently it was a really big thing back then too, that writers just weren't getting paid enough. And those who forget history are doomed to repeat it, I guess.
Well, honestly, if you want my real thoughts on it, I can only see this as a benefit.
I mean, it's still only going to get better once they figure this shit out.
Yeah, because, like, if there can be, like, a couple writer strikes before I actually break through the wall of relevancy, that means my bottom dollar is going to be miles over our current bottom dollar. Yeah. All right, can we please keep up with freaking inflation, please, for the writer's occupation? You know, I say that will get me well fed in the future, especially if I want to be as accoladed a writer as I want to be. And at the same time, I will probably be able to find jobs a little bit easier, considering, especially with jobs that are in my line of desire. I'm okay with being I'm okay with being paid a little bit less. What's so funny?
Because so many of these big name writers are on strike right now. What if you just went to Disney? Hey, pay me a burrito and I'll write for you.
That's what I'm saying. Like
right now was what I'm saying, because like you could.
I'm at such a humble stage where, Jordan, my first writing gig, my first ever writing gig, I was a sports writer.
I mean, yeah.
For an amateur football team in Des Moines. He's like, how much should I pay you? I said, you don't gotta pay me, bro. I'm just glad to be doing it. Obviously, I need to get something out of something now.
Clout.
I need to get something, you know, because we got bills to pay, bro. You
Yeah.
know, I got stuff to do. I need to feed myself. I need to, you know, keep the website up. I need to fund all these other things that I'm doing, you know. So, of course, I need some money. But if by the time I am talking to important execs with like Disney or just Universal or something like that,
I mean,
and
that's what I'm saying. Like right now, they're looking for people that are going to take a lot less. So like you might have, I guess, it's scummy to think about, but like right now would be the perfect opportunity to do it if you're.
I don't
to get
have
paid
the portfolio right now.
They're gonna be desperate right now. I'm not actually saying you should do this unless you really think you could.
I need to put out. How about this? I need to put out 5 solid original short stories, either in the format of a comic book, a book, a script, or a movie.
Where's these short
Before-
films that you were talking about?
What?
You said you were going to start making short films.
Once we get some money, once we get like equipment for lighting and, connections of people who want to be an actor or an actress, good cameras, mics,
Well, that's
body mics.
I don't mean like that. I mean like young Steven Spielberg starts short films like just ones that you just grab a camera and you just start filming and you start doing these things. Whether or not it's just you, whether or not it's you and like 3 other people, it could be shitty, it could be awful, but just
Maybe I'm just thinking too big right now.
I think you are.
Because something my video production teacher said is put out content. Put out content, even if it's bad.
There was actually, it was a TikTok. I sent it to you, and it really made me think of that again. I was like, this is like a full storyline. It was completely fucking ridiculous. Completely just a meme and a joke. But like, there was a full thing there. And I was like, did they just think this up on the spot? Was this like wrote out? Did they... I don't know. But like, it made me think about you doing these short films. I'm like, Isaac really needs to start doing something like this. Because like, you could tell it was just shot with an iPhone camera.
Mm-hmm.
And like, obviously there wasn't a lot of production put into it. But like, it was good. Whether or not... I mean, it was awful, but like, it was good.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're going to have to start sending me more examples of that.
I can do that.
Yeah, get my brain fluid going. But I have 2 short films in mind. One is a comedy. One is a horror or a thriller. The thriller is the idea of what could have been for my short film project.
That could be something.
I feel like it really could be something if I got it into physical writing. I think the other one could be something if I got it into physical writing. Because I'm kind of funny, Jordan. Picture this. A short 5 to 10 minute film of this guy who's kind of like Mason. He's kind of an idiot. Sorry, Mason. But, he's going through a problem that a lot of us relate, They're graduated from high school. They have a job where they don't see a lot of people, and they're not going to college, which means they don't really have a lot of opportunity to have a chance at love. They don't run into girls very often, Dating is hard after high school. That's a big thing for a lot of people.
Damn, you just telling my life story.
So, Tinder's not working out.
Would you be lying if you said that this wasn't at least a little bit inspired by me?
No, it's not.
Really?
It's not at all, actually.
Okay.
It's inspired by me and my dumb ideas.
Okay. Keep going then.
Yeah, because it's like a what if. Because I went through my daily and it's like, what if this happened? What if I just started doing this? And it's like, no, that would be illegal, Isaac, and perverted. But if you made it to a movie, people would love it.
Keep going then.
Tinder's not working out. Bumble's not working out. Even Hinge is not working out. What the hell is Hinge? Oh, the most desperate know what Hinge is. So what's he do? What does he do as a backup? Well, searching through Facebook Marketplace, he realizes that there is a lot of attractive young women selling stuff in his local area. So he just starts buying random stuff to get the chance to talk to girls during the exchange.
Prom dresses,
mirrors, lamps from their grandma that they don't want anymore. Blah, 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 blah. And I think that is a good core idea. I have things here and there of what could be in it. But literally, I just need someone to tell me that is a good core idea, and I need to
you got
build
something
on it.
there. You've definitely got something there. I won't say whether or not it's good or bad, but there's definitely something there. I would say whether it's good or bad, but you wouldn't believe me anyway. So like,
Well, what do you think?
I mean, I think it's.
I want it to be dumb.
I
want
think
it to
it
be
is
really
dumb, but it's got a really good foundation.
You think so?
Yeah, but it definitely needs development.
Yes, it does. What I'm mostly fighting with right now as a writer is thinking that Project Bayo is a total crap show.
It's not.
You don't think so? Have you read Chapter 2?
I still haven't, but Chapter 1 was so... Chapter 1 was fucking great, dude.
Chapter 1 had layers.
You could feel the effort you put into it. You could feel it on your brain. Okay? Alright.
What was some of your other side missions?
Le Mans.
The Le Mans?
Yes.
What about it?
So, something big is they're putting a NASCAR car, like stock car,
Excuse me?
in the Le Mans.
I mean,
Because
I guess.
it's the 100th anniversary of Le Mans, and like they're doing a lot of cool special things. And it's a NASCAR car. It's a Camaro.
That's almost worth watching.
Yeah, I kind of want to. Just let me get into it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's Hendrick Motors. I don't know if you know anything about NASCAR. That is one of the leading ones, but it's also, guess what number they're using?
44.
24.
Oh, snap!
Hendrick Motors is the sponsor, main sponsor of, or main provider for, like Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, all those good guys.
The reason why 24, listeners, is an important number is because it belongs to the greatest NASCAR driver of all time, Jeff
It
Gordon.
belonged. He's retired now, so
It formerly belonged. They should retire that number, by the way.
they should have. But
To Jeff Gordon, the greatest.
the
NASCAR
like
driver.
literal like right hand man to Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, is who that number went to, and he's driving that car in the Le Mans race.
I respect it.
And,
I knew Jimmy Johnson for a little bit,
Yeah,
mostly
Jimmy
because he
Johnson-
sounded like that sub place.
Jimmy Johnson drove the 48 car, which was exactly double the 24.
Wasn't that the Great Eclipse car?
Quite possibly, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's going to be Jimmy Johnson and two other drivers because it's a 24-hour long race. One person cannot do that alone.
Yeah. that was it's such a crazy concept. The Le Mans is probably the only race I ever care about.
Now, I will say also, it's a heavily modified stock car. Because
I would love to see pictures of this once they bring it out.
you
It
can look
exists
it up
right now?
No, you look it up on the laptop.
I don't want to.
Just look up Le Mans Camaro or something bullshit like that. It's blue, but they gave it real headlights and like canards and all sorts of fins and stuff. It looks sick.
Holy cow. Get this on a Hot Wheel, dog. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
This is going to be sick. This is going to be sick. All right, for those of you watching.
I can probably put it up, honestly.
Oh, yeah?
We'll see.
That is sick. Oh my goodness.
See, that's why I brought these up. Like, these are all really good podcast topics.
Yeah. Yeah. What else you got?
The next thing is actually going to be the longest thing of the short things.
Whoa. What are we talking about? What are you doing?
I told you, it's gonna be like 5 minutes.
Oh goodness.
My butt's
Oh goodness. Let's see. What do I talk about? Do you guys like the background decor? It's been changing a lot. I got a little McDonald's guy. I got a cherry right here. The other cherry's not in frame because he's in trouble. Jordan's back. What's up, bro?
In trouble? We'll talk about this actually later, but like, what's inside of it's gonna be...
Well, can't we just talk about that in the theater experience?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Excellent.
So, like, what's inside of it is what I'm talking about right now.
Oh, okay.
So, obviously, I get these Hot Wheels cars, the really premium ones. There's been a few I actually frequently get them on recording nights.
And you got one last night.
I did, but we had to.
It's technically a
Postpone.
recording night. Is a recording night. We just are not recording on recording night. It's fine.
Yeah. But I've also gotten quite a few outside of recording nights. This, as you all may know, is the first one. It's a Ford Bronco.
Are we
Wild
doing a
Track.
whole anthology, bro? Come on.
Don't worry, it's gonna be quick.
We're already 40 minutes into this.
Yeah, I know.
That's crazy.
This was the second one I got. The van. This is the third one I got. Mercedes. No. I think, actually, you didn't... Yeah, so I don't think this one's shown up on the podcast. Actually, I don't think any of these first three showed up on the podcast. Oh, those are the...
Jordan, I think you need to start referring to them by their models so people know what the hell you're talking about.
I did. What are you talking about? I said this is the Bronco.
There you go.
Wild Track. I literally said that. This is the van.
Yep.
And this is the Mercedes.
Yep.
I said that.
Yep. I wanted you to say it again. A lot of times people say things only once on podcasts, and I'm begging them through the other side of the earbuds. For the love of God, please stop saying he and him and they and stuff. Say their damn name. Please.
So, and then I got, I think it was this one. This was the fan favorite one for a while.
Yes.
Ford Mustang. Then I actually got this one. This was the mail away one.
Yep.
I showed this one on the podcast.
This is the mail away one. What?
This is a Porsche. I think Porsche 911, if I remember correctly. The thing's down on the bottom.
Rest in peace. Never forget.
You're funny.
That's not funny, Jordan.
I said you're funny. Okay, and then I got this one. This one was Isaac's personal
That's my
favorite.
favorite.
This
by
one,
far.
This one's pretty fucking sick, so I don't blame you. This one's really good. And then I got this one with the active, or I should say, the lowrider suspension. That one also showed up on the podcast. That one's pretty cool.
Everybody's got it.
Now, this is one that has not shown on the podcast because I got it just recently. This is one I actually asked Isaac if I should get.
Yes.
And he
Yes.
answered simply with just yes.
Yes.
Because
I
I think
get to
you'll
touch
really
it.
like it. I'm gonna let you touch it. Yes.
Bro, this is the Giga Wagon.
The Giga Wagon.
I like it. It's thick.
I thought it was so goofy. Straight up.
They need to start getting more creative with these
I would have
paint
not
jobs.
gotten that. I would have not gotten that if you hadn't have said yes.
No, bro. They got like... Oh. I know
Some
the
of
word.
them got really unique paint jobs. Like these three, like this one, the Mercedes, the Porsche that was mail away, and then obviously your favorite here.
Mm-hmm.
Those have all very slick paint jobs, and then this one's got just something that's absolutely wild.
So, folks, this is the Giga van. The Giga Wagon.
Excuse me. Oh my god, dude. What
This,
is wrong inside of me right
I
now?
don't know what possessed some sort of Hot Wheels executive to push this.
I also have no idea.
but
I
this-
have no answer for
This
that.
is magnificent, and I hope they're having a good day.
It's also very heavy.
Hopefully Jesus is with them.
And this
Forever.
was the one that I got yesterday. This one might be my new favorite.
Okay. Oh, is this a Sylvia? No, it's not. It's a
It's another Porsche.
yeah. I just don't like Porsche. Like they just look they're the
Open-
blandest sports car.
Open the trunk.
Ooh, never mind. I like this car. Oh, okay. Hey, the engine's in the back, yeah.
Yeah, all Porsches engines are in the back, but yeah.
Cutie patootie. All
I-
Porsches look the same to me, except for this. Except for one Porsche that I actually am very fond of, and it's the only one I would own.
I think the combination of like the really pristine paint job here, the really well done headlights, taillights, and side markers, and the wheels of all things. This seriously is by far probably, I think it might be my favorite. Although, dude, I do really like this one, the Mustang. The Mustang definitely might be high up there. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Datsun's still also fantastic. I love the 350Z. It's fantastic. All right, and that's all for that little side segment.
Oh, the Hot Wheel. That was 5 minutes. Crazy. Good job, Jordan.
I told you. Now, moving on to part one of the meat and potatoes of this episode.
Des Moines Con.
Yeah, same thing.
Comic-Con. Yes! This is easily one of my favorite events of the year. I got to go to my second Comic-Con ever. And yeah, it's exhilarating. Some people I got to see for the first time since last year. Some people I got to meet for the first time ever. But all in all, it is once again another round of spending too much money and making memories I'll forever cherish. Jordan, I went to day one, and you went to day two.
I went to day one as well, but like only for
You went to day one for 30 minutes.
And then we did the thing. The cosplay competition.
Yeah, we went to the cosplay competition. Jordan, I want you to tell me about your day two. I feel like it's going to be very short.
We walked around. I bought a couple things. I bought a dice set.
Did you bring it?
No, I thinking about it just now. I definitely should have. I bought a dice set that was $50. I bought a Hot Wheels car, and I bought another dice set.
There was Hot Wheels cars there?
Yeah, there was a lot of them actually.
Actually, yeah, there was too many booths just selling their crap. Here's my crap.
Not enough Transformers representation.
True. Dude, there was one booth that Star-Lord, the real Star-Lord, would love. It had Super NES games. It had vintage albums. It had... I mean, that's really all I looked at. But it was sick. It was sick.
That was good.
And it was a booth that was held by, like, some dude that was, like, 30.
Nice.
Yeah. So, like, that guy... He was the cream of the crop with
maybe he was
getting
Star-Lord.
cool stuff from his dad. I mean, yeah, he's got a confident collection. It was sick. But yeah, tell me more about your day two.
That was it.
That was it. Cool.
We walked around. I bought a couple things. They bought a couple things. We didn't actually do anything. We just kind of some things happened, and we just kind of went home.
Okay, so. I'm going to try to tell my day, in chronological order, even though it never really matters if it's in Why'd you give me this?
You'll see later.
Never really matters if it's chronological order, but it's a good way to keep it organized in a good flow, because I actually do recall the order very well.
I'm sure you do. I'm very glad you do as well.
So regular listeners of the podcast are very, very well aware that I am a fan of collecting figures, especially wrestling figures. And I searched everywhere when this puppy was in Targets. Viewers of YouTube, you are looking at the 30th anniversary of Raw Mattel 3-pack. And it is beautiful. The Mattel Elite 3-pack. It has Undertaker, Razor Ramon, and 123 Kid. 123 Kid, lesser known, Alter Ego, X-Pac, and Six. Otherwise known as real name, Sean Waltman. Sean Waltman was a guest at Des Moines Con. As well as his NWO counterpart, Kevin Nash. I did not talk to Kevin Nash because he is such a good heel on TV, I felt like he would be mean to me. So I did not want to go talk to him, especially when I did not have any money to give him for the weekend because I really did not want to spend any more than I did. Which was foresight because this was the first thing I did. I talked to Sean Waltman. And he gladly signed this 3-pack for me. You can see the signature right here. I don't know if I should get a protective box or just sell it as is.
You should definitely get a protective box.
But I love it. I love it. His signature is so clean. It's so nice.
I didn't realize how heavy that was.
Yeah, dude. Dude, he signs things as Six, as 123 Kid, and as X-Pac. 3 completely different signatures. He signs them so well. It's because he's been signing them for like the last 30 years. So, yeah. But yeah, super nice guy. Sean Waltman, you are one of the nicest wrestlers I have ever met. It's really awesome when you actually meet a wrestler and they're actually nice, because there's like, it's really hit and miss who they really are.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Sean Waltman. I walk up to him. He's like, I say hello. He said, "Hey, what's your name?" I didn't hear that part. I was like, "Hey man, I'm only 23, and so I've only ever really known you as X-Pac." He's like, "Oh yeah? Hey man, what's your name?" He asked me twice. I feel like he's really courteous in that way, or I'm just a dick for not listening to him. But you know, I always get kind of.
That's the reason why I was like immediately out of the famous people area. I was like, I'm gonna fuck this up. I'm gonna fuck something up.
I always get self-conscious about if I appeared at
famous people make me super nervous.
I mean, well, I always have like this thought in the back of my head, like, hey, treat him like a real person, be cool.
You have
but
to.
Also, don't accidentally be like a dick or condescending or make them feel bad, because again, they're a person. But also, there's this whole part where you're asking for an autograph from them and a picture with them. But Sean Waltman, I give him one of those. He signs it, and we stand to the side. We do a picture with the NWO pose, and we get a picture with the DX pose. And that's all fun. I ask him 2 questions. I ask him these 2 questions. This is by far my favorite part when I actually run into famous people, because I always prep questions that I'm going to ask. And yeah, I always love hearing answers from them. So, in this pack, I tell him I did not know the existence of 123 Kid until this freaking pack. So please, Sean Waltman, tell me, what was it like being told that you were going to be pushed over to beat the current Intercontinental Champion, Razor Ramon? And that was his debut. And that would make him famous, Jordan. You know what he says? He's like, man, I was just happy to have a job. Like, it was even cooler when they said I was going to win, but like, yeah, I was just so happy to be there. Which is, you know, once it was said, it was so obvious. But I'm glad that he told me that personally. And then I say to him, all right, Sean, we're going to pretend that Kevin Nash is not 7 feet to your left. I got to ask, if you could relive either the NWO or D-Generation X all over again, which one would you pick? He looks at me, he's like, man, I don't know. I'm like, yeah, it's like picking your favorite kid, right? He's like, people have favorite children. He didn't even say that with a smile. It was kind of like a weird comment. He's like, people have favorite children. And it almost makes me think, was he not loved as a kid? Mm-hmm. Did his parents think he was like some sort of loser indie wrestler for like the longest time? And you know, we're getting a little personal on the theories, but that seemed very background-ish when he said that. But yeah, we take a look at the pictures after they're taken. Yeah. He's like, man, my forehead's shiny, and I'm like, Hey, when my hair's up like that, my head's short and shiny like that too. And then I say, at least you have a better hairline than me, dog, and you're like older. And he's like, what hair? And I'm like, bruh, you have a good hairstyle. He's got like a sick ponytail going on. I mean, it's obviously receding, but like he doesn't have an intense widow's peak like I do. But again, super nice guy. Remembered my name on the goodbye. He's like, thank you, Isaac, and I'm like, thank you, Sean, and I go about my day.
That's
and
great.
It's really special, you know. Really cool. I got to meet him, and what I find even cooler is getting figures of wrestlers that I've met before. So even though this big box baby is probably going to be out of here with $150 bill, I just gotta get something and stand them next to a different Johnny Gargano, because the current Johnny Gargano is missing and is Tyrion's. I gotta get a cool Johnny Gargano, and then pose him next to Sean Waltman.
Johnny doesn't have does he even have an elite?
This is an elite.
I know, Johnny.
Johnny has elites, and they're expensive.
Really?
Yeah, $55.
That's not
You know
that
why?
expensive.
Because the dude freaking takes comic book characters as inspiration for his gear, and the one that's inspired by Wolverine is $55 online. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, but it's almost worth it.
Does he have an
Anyways,
ultimate?
what?
Does he have an ultimate?
Of course not.
Okay.
The ultimates are reserved.
Does he have an ultimate?
No. The ultimates are reserved for like all-time guys, and also very long with the business current guys, which is why the only people that are still in the WWE who have ultimates are guys like Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, John Cena, and Edge. And even then, Edge only has one, and they're working on another for Roman. And yeah, crazy. But yeah, awesome experience with Sean Waltman. After that, I spent about like the next hour looking for indie comic book writers, because that's like the number one thing I'm there for. Like what I like the goal was get as many stickers as you can and put it on your computer, which I did. And find indie writers and connect with them and get wisdom from them and get molded by them and just find new ways to tell stories. And you know, how do you get over the hump of thinking your stories suck, and how do you push on, and how do you schedule, and how do you build on what is your own creative. And that is honestly the most priceless thing I can get out of Comic-Con, and it's free. I know I said priceless, and priceless and free are kind of the same thing, but priceless and free are definitely different things in my book, and a lot of other people's books. But with that said, it took a long time for me to find indie writers. I only talked to two, four indie writers, 3 booths. I talked to the first indie writer that I find, and I'm super excited to find him, is this guy named Nathan Luth. Nathan Luth loves writing about some supernatural crap, and I have yet to read this comic, mainly because I've been reading this book, but we'll get to that later. The Canon of Vangel, issue 1. So he said that he is an artist first, and his art is in a lot of comics. Hey, Jordan, you know, when you start talking about Transformers, I'm going to be like in the conversation.
You're talking. What
Yeah.
do you want me? You want me to interrupt you?
Make it interesting, yes. It's a conversation. I don't want to be talking at our fans.
I like to listen. You know
That is your
me.
job in the editing department, sir.
Go fuck yourself.
Thank you. Thank you for speaking to me. Oh, Nathan Luth, who's that, Isaac? Canon von Evangel. Tell me about it, Isaac.
This comic book looks like shit.
Okay, so you know how there's like rap songs
Yeah.
and there's bars,
No.
there's lyrics.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And in between those lyrics, there's some dumbass in the back going, "Yeah, Skr-
Yeah.
gang,
That's amazing.
what?" Stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's ad-libbing.
I don't do that.
Be a little bit more ad-libby, please.
You know me as I've always been someone who just likes to sit and listen.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's
It's terrible.
think
It's terrible. I hate the parts where I'm just talking on and on and on and on
Then
to
don't do it.
myself. To myself, Jordan.
I'm listening to you, you fuck.
What'd you say?
I said I'm listening to you, you fuck.
No. We're a censored podcast. Thank you very much. Excuse you.
You fuck.
No. Whatever.
Go on talking about your comic book.
But yeah, I don't know much about this in particular. But Nathan Luth himself, very kind guy.
See, there's an omega symbol on that cover right there.
Yeah.
Do you know what that has to do with anything?
No.
Okay.
Very nice
see,
guy.
what's the point of me asking you any questions? You don't fucking know anything.
He said that if you're into like Vampire Diaries or Supernatural, I'm gonna like this. But he also told me about this. Whoopsies. Bunch of sticker backs. Concrete Arcanum, a modern fantasy anthology. So the reason why I bought two things from him is because this is an anthology of a lot of artists and writers alike. He signed that because that's his box, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's like a
It's this goal that you
passport.
can have, to meet all of these indie writers, and I'm sure that I could probably fill this out for not that much expensive because these are all writers that are independent. And he wrote and drew the last story. But the reason why I bought this and this is because I wanted something isolated that was solely by him, because I love receiving content from people that I meet.
Yeah.
With that said, very nice guy. First indie writer that I ran into during that weekend. But I ran into like a lot of art on my search of indie writers. I will never forget this quote from our friend Casey Brick. They should just call it ArtCon, because there's too many artists. Like, you think about like the number of booths and then the number of artists. Artists and just people selling their collection are like 80% of this Comic Con.
I'd rather have more of the collection people because I want Transformers.
Okay. But yeah, I have 3 prints. I only paid for 2 of them because one of them really likes me.
Yeah, one of them's like your best friend.
No, he just...
I seriously think we could get him on the podcast.
RJ?
Yeah.
I mean...
Maybe not like now, but like...
I think we could probably get a booth next year.
Next year.
Next year.
You said like 3 years or something like that.
In 3 years, my writing will be at a booth.
Okay.
Scaldstone probably could have been a booth this year.
I mean, if we had the money for it, yeah.
So I ran into this guy. Don't ask me his name, because this is actually like the only feller that I did not get the name
Feller?
to. Yeah. This guy does these amazing collaborations. He is a wrestling fan and a comic book fan. Hey, that sounds like a lot of people.
You.
So he takes famous... Well, I don't really know what this is a spoof of.
Let me see it.
But a lot of them are famous comic book covers, and he reiterates them as pro wrestlers.
That's cool. That's cool
And
as fuck.
yeah, I saw this Hitman Bret Hart print, and I thought this was just so cool. I need it hanging up somewhere in this basement.
That's like the exact one you have a figure of.
Yeah. Yeah, let's bring that thing over here. Yeah. I love this figure so much. As I told Jordan before we started recording, Bret Hart's aesthetic is just a perfect time capture of what wrestling was like in the 90s. And he definitely deserved to be treated a little bit better when he was there. But yeah, I just saw this, and he didn't have a Seth Rollins yet. So I grabbed this. And it was great.
It's better than Seth Rollins.
Well, in terms of being a legend, so far, he is better than Seth Rollins. I mean, he is the best technical wrestler of all time, so I'll take it.
I don't like Seth Rollins, man. I told you that.
You don't like Seth Rollins because of his middle name.
That's not his middle name.
It's his middle name right
It's
now.
not his middle.
It's his middle name.
It's not even his first name. Seth Rollins is a fake name.
You don't like the freaking.
I don't, because it's
Rollins,
cringy.
and it's the only reason why you don't like him.
It's not that. Not just that. I think like his whole persona is immature.
A lot of people are like you,
Yeah.
but there's also a lot of dumb wrestling fans.
That is true. I'm not even a wrestling fan, and that's my opinion on it.
It's okay. It's okay. With that said, actually, I'll throw this one last.
Okay.
Okay, so there's this guy who was there last year named RJ.
I would have done
Arlen.
that one last.
RJ Arlen is the sweetest dude. Very kind, very soft spoken. Brings his kids to Comic-Con, and they get to take pictures with cosplayers like all day. It's pretty cool. I asked him, hey man, so like, what's it take for you to be an artist like this? He's like, I just started doodling on my iPad on Procreate. And that is what he told me a year ago. Fast forward a year later to today. He's got a lot more prints, and he took up a new hobby that he's monetizing. Wooden magnets.
That's made out of wood? Wait a
Wood
second.
magnet carving. And he hid the magnet, so it's a little bit more magical, he says.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love everything about this right now.
I actually really love some of the characters he has originally come up with. So I got the Pox sticker last year. I got the Pox magnet this year because I think he's just the cutest little sidekick.
Didn't you get another sticker from him last year?
No. I got a business card from him last year.
So I thought this lion beast thing right here was his too.
No. With that said, since I bought something from him last year and this year, he gave me a free print, and I grabbed a print of my favorite little character here that he has made up called Mighty Glad. Mighty Glad is adorable yet cool. Just look at that faceless face. I think it's great. There was a print of exactly this without the words in the back. But as a person that loves to promote others, I need someone to know what they're looking at as soon as they see it.
That's when you should definitely get framed.
Yeah, I'm getting all of these framed.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting all of them.
Sick.
It's just that frames, they quickly add up, at least with money. And we're not really in the status of hanging up things pretty well so far.
Not right now, at least.
I hung up 4 things with sticky pads. And that one with Aubrey Sitterson from last year is the only one that stayed on. It was meant to be. Aubrey is based.
He wasn't there this year, was he?
No, he was not.
That's sad.
It's okay. Because if he was there, I probably would have bothered him all day. Let's be honest.
Yeah, you would have.
And then I wouldn't have.
That was like literally your favorite one.
Yeah. So, but there was a new Aubrey Sitterson this year.
Oh, okay.
It was not the same name, but he touched me the same way. It's actually a guy that was there last year. Major Loon, the comic book that I
Yeah.
bought, and is a magnet on the side of my mom's fridge. I recognized him, and I came up to him, and I had a lot to say because ever since last year I followed him on Instagram, and this is what I said: David Wheeler, you probably don't know this, but I talked to you last year, and I followed you on Instagram after last year's Comic-Con, and ever since then, you've proven to me that you are one hell of a cool guy. He is a huge Ninja Turtles fan. He is a writer, an illustrator, a toy designer, and a podcaster.
Toy designer.
And that's what he said when I asked him what exactly does he do. I was like, are you a writer first? And he's like, well, this is all that I do. And I'm like, sick. And he's like, yes. And then he said something that I said in episode 5. But better. He said, my dad always told me, men of many hats always stay warm. Jordan, who did I say was my inspirations in that episode?
What episode was that? 5?
I said guys like Logan Paul, guys like Pat McAfee, and guys like Joe Rogan. All of those guys do multiple things. And those aren't just the only people that inspire me, but a lot of people who do, they don't have one shindig, dog.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just really awesome. So I told him, hey, so what do you do when it comes to writing a script for a comic book, considering that it's such a visual thing? He's like, here's what I do. He pulls out this piece of paper. And he's like, well, you think about it, right? He draws a circle and a circle on different sides of this little piece of paper. He's like, you got to start to your story and an end to your story. And in between that story is 2 to 3 big plot points that you want to focus on. Well, you take the biggest one, and that is your climax, right? And so he draws a circle at the top. So it makes like this invisible triangles with just circles for corners.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, so before that main one, he's almost telling me the same thing that my freaking literary teacher told me when I was a junior. But it's from him, so it's cooler, and I'll pay attention. Not to say that I didn't in literary class when I was in high school, but yeah, he's like, yeah, so think of things that would make it, higher stakes before that huge plot point. You have like smaller but major things like, this kid has his dad die. He gets dropped out from college. His car gets stolen, something like that. Bad things, happen. And you have to explain how one thing goes to the next. So those are smaller stair steps in between. And you have to make an effort for that to make any logistical sense from one event to another. And those are the smallest stair steps. And it's actually really cool how he explained to me that the story almost writes itself with your basic knowledge, because you can't just have event after event after event after event. You have to explain and extract what makes the most sense for this next thing to happen. Because it can't just happen. Which also kind of leans into something that I learned very important about storytelling. Nothing can happen by chance unless it's bad. Nothing can be just convenient. Unless you're Star-Lord being rescued by Adam Warlock. But it's whatever. It's James Gunn. You can't argue with him. But yeah. So I was really really appreciative that this guy, because like he said, hey, because as soon as I told him that I was I was trying to do something like this, because there's the website, and there's my writings, right, Jordan?
Yes, sir.
And I told him, I'm like, now this is not the part where I advertise myself down your throat. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you what I'm about or anything like that. I just ask, and that was the answer that I got. He's like, hey man, it's okay. We've all been on the other side of of this table. Now I'm at the table, and you could be on this other side of the table one day. And that was really cool that he said that at all. And I wanted to ask him for the little piece of paper that he drew, but then he ripped it in half.
Really?
Yeah, he ripped it in half so he could write this little note. Comic Book Scripting by Mark Neese. He recommended this book to me. And he says that it's just an amazing read. And it can expand your storytelling.
Dots.
Yeah. That was part of the little thing that he drew.
Okay.
But yeah.
You will now cherish that note for the rest of eternity. And, yeah.
But yeah, that guy was David Wheeler. Or Dave Wheeler. But he goes by Dave Wonder sometimes on the internet. You could probably just easily find him, Dave Wheeler, on Instagram. And from there, he easily connects everything like we do here on Scaldstone. Once you find one platform, you can find the rest of the platforms, I promise. Yeah, really awesome guy. Truly, truly, those who spare their time are the most generous. And he gave me authentic, in-depth answers to everything that I needed.
And you got a print from him then?
I got a print from him. That's why he was last, because of all that backing. Did I mention that he was an illustrator? He signed this.
Nice.
What are you looking at, Jordan?
That is a Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 print that he
Drew himself.
I mean, okay. So there's some things on it that should be noted. Drax is not wearing his shirt.
Yeah.
Groot does not look like he does in the movie.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But
Star-Lord's
it doesn't
face looks a little
matter.
weird. Still pretty dope, though. Still pretty dope.
Yeah. I love it. I love it a lot.
Now, you have one more person to talk about, right?
Yeah.
This,
I actually have a few.
Really?
Well, I have to talk about those podcasters that we ran into.
Okay, yeah. One more writer, right?
Well,
to talk
I
about.
actually ran into these two brothers, Brandon Wind and Kevin Wind. I actually didn't buy anything but a sticker from them. But I will gladly advertise their studio.
Consortium of Jackasses?
No.
That's from Dave Wonder.
That's Dave Wonder. These guys are over here. What does that say?
Action Inc. Comics.
Action Inc. Comics. You can find Brandon and Kevin Wind at Action Inc. Comics. Outside of purchasing a $2 sticker from them, we just really had a really good conversation.
That's dope.
Because I was talking to Kevin, and Brandon strategically saw my cosplay and put out a print of his drawing of Star-Lord. I did not buy it because I had personally felt that I had bought way too much stuff for the day. Anyways, well, with that said, I was like, I see what you're doing. You're a smart cookie, man. But that got us into talking about the new Guardians movie, and we really, really leveled about James Gunn's skill in introducing multiple characters, because Brandon Wynn's favorite out of the three is still the first one. Now, I think the third one is my favorite now, by easily far. But there is something special about that Guardians movie, about how James Gunn, and he's done it in multiple movies, James Gunn can take a cast of characters and push them each to be significant. There is no unanimous decision on the favorite Guardian member. Sure, for a while it was probably Star-Lord. But there's people that love Gamora. There's people that love Nebula. There's people that love Drax, Groot, and Rocket, especially Groot. People freaking go bananas about Groot.
Baby Groot.
Baby Groot. Facebook moms love Baby Groot. But yeah, we really connected. And Kevin Wind, get this, we had a wonderful talk. Kevin Wind helped as a writer and an animator. 5 Minutes to Kill Yourself, the game. You know that game?
No.
I was like, bro, you had a part in 5 Minutes to Kill Your... Okay, Nana. It's just a game. I'm sorry, Nana. You could probably, like, dub out mentally for the next 5 minutes. Focus on whatever you're working on, whatever phone call you're going through. Please, 5 Minutes to Kill Yourself. Yes, very morbid. Very morbid. With that said, the conversation, not very morbid. Anyways, I talked to Kevin, right? I was like, 5 Minutes to Kill Yourself. He's like, you know about that? And I'm like, yeah. 5 Minutes to Kill Yourself was a very heavily advertised game on Adult Swim when I was definitely too young to be watching Adult Swim. And I played that game when I was definitely too young to be playing that game.
Is the unicorn one.
Oh, yeah, the kittens, unicorn, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, he thought I was hilarious. I forgot all that all that I said, but those guys were so nice. I got a selfie with them.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually posted quite a few pictures on the Too Many Words Instagram of the people I talked to. These are the Wind brothers.
Nice.
They were really cool. Really cool. I had to find them on social. But yeah, let's see. Who else? This is Dave Wheeler.
Nice, yes.
The Aubrey of 2023. That should be the title. Whatever indie writer touches my heart the most out of the year, he gets the Aubrey Award. Or she gets the Aubrey Award. This is Nathan Luth. He was cool. Yes. I could tell it was his first Comic-Con because he wore a blazer.
He maybe that's just his style.
I don't know. I feel like the younger ones dress it up a little bit more. Dave Wheeler was dressed nice last year. Dude was in sweats this year. You know? I mean, overall, I guess there's a lot of, variables to wanting to dress nice for Comic-Con or not. But yeah. Very special to me. Let me see.
What is that one right there?
What is this?
That was the one that you had in the book.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is that? So
he put that over his signature so it wouldn't smudge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. But Impure Blood.
You should probably put that back.
Impure Blood, webcomics.com. But yeah. Lastly. Actually, not lastly. I still have those podcasters. Okay.
Darby Harn.
Listen up, folks. If I want to network properly, I gotta at these bros.
What this?
He's last.
Why?
Because he was last in the day. I talked to an awesome guy named Austin Lee, and I probably talked to other guys with different names, but Austin Lee is the only one that I can remember now. But I did not forget their podcast names. Guys, if you want to support other local Des Moines area podcasts, there are four lovely podcasters that I met this past weekend at Comic-Con. And please go out to the Instagram, the Spotify. Okay? I can almost guarantee that they have an Instagram and they have a Spotify because I'm following them on both. The Ice Cream Sunday Podcast. Go follow the Ice Cream Sunday Podcast. And if you like the bros, maybe you like their wives too. Because they have Meatless Monday Podcast. Jordan, what does meatless mean?
There's no penises.
They don't got penises. That just makes sense. Check out the Meatless Monday Podcast. Check out the Ice Cream Sunday Podcast. Please enjoy. They were very friendly.
I'm surprised you said that.
What?
I'm surprised you said they don't got penises.
They don't got... Well, yeah.
Yeah, but like, you don't... Okay.
Jordan.
What?
I'm trying to work on the cursing, not the, It's just a statement to say that a woman doesn't have a penis. Yeah. Okay. But with that said, I had an awesome talk with Austin. They apparently back in 2016 started a podcast, and 14 episodes later, they never did it again. And then they came back to it about a little over a year ago, I think. And now they're like in episode 55. Jordan, they're in episode 55. This is episode 44.
Yeah.
We are right behind them. There's no reason why we shouldn't have a boot at the freaking Des Moines Con. Baby girl.
I guess that's a valid point. It really is. Like, but like, how many followers and stuff do they have? Do they have more than us?
Less than 100.
Do they have more than
on
us?
Instagram. Let's take a look. Ice Cream Sunday Podcast. Ice Cream Sunday Podcast.
Oh. How many monthly listeners do they have on Spotify? Can we figure that out?
They have 94 followers on Instagram.
They got us beat.
Jordan, surely that number has risen since the Comic-Con.
Yeah. You probably right. If we get like 25 new followers on our Instagram from one Comic-Con booth.
25, yeah, easily.
Are we doing something here?
1 second.
We doing
Say something funny.
I don't want to say something funny. Okay, fine. This there's a little Joker hologram thing that's the Heath Ledger Joker and the fucking Joaquin Phoenix Joker. I don't know how to feel about that. Sure, that's what a lot of people consider to be the two greatest
if
Jokers.
Dustin
This
and
is
I
a
were
sticker.
friends, he should know. He should know me better.
This is a sticker.
Yeah.
Why should he know you better?
Because he went to Q39,
Yeah.
which is a barbecue joint that I've been to in Kansas City,
Yeah.
and he liked it a lot. And
Yeah.
it was good. So he had a pretty accurate review too. And then I said, I recommend to you going to Arthur Bryant's. I have a hat from Arthur Bryant's.
Yes, sir.
So I said, I recommend to you Arthur Bryant's. And Dustin's like, where's that? If it's Iowa. That's the sentence. If it's Iowa. Period. And then he says, KC is known for their barbecue. Dustin, why are you talking to me like we're just Facebook friends? Dustin, why are you talking to me like I haven't been to Kansas City?
I mean, sure, the context was there, but he probably didn't see it at that moment.
But I replied to him, hey, dumbass, you're holding a computer. Look it up.
That's not very nice.
It's okay. He knows I'm not. But yeah. With that said, I had a great talk with Austin Lee. He talked about... I was like, what's the secret to expanding your podcast? He's like, things like this. I'm like, cool. He's like, yeah. And like meetings and other promotions and yeah, just, we go on like marketing stuff. Like, I forgot, but like, I forgot the exact words for what he called when they pay for ads and stuff like that. But, yeah, just putting yourself out there, even if it has to take some money, it helps. Everything helps. But dude, what really made me, for one, level with these guys, and for two, believe in this podcast, every single question he received is almost an answer I would say for this podcast, Jordan. I was like, hey man, so what's your podcast about? It's just really me and my friend, and we just talk about things we like. Like movies and toys and superheroes and stuff like that,
Was that his answer?
Music. Yes, that was his
Really?
legitimate answer.
That's great.
And our wives have a podcast, and they pretty much talk about whatever they like, too.
Yeah, wives have a lot of different likes and stuff.
But, yeah, it made me believe, Jordan, we can compete out here, dog.
Yeah, I always know we could.
We can be another pillar in the Des Moines area podcasting unit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we got the charisma, baby. And there was these awesome little pamphlets that he had us write out because I bought a sticker and that got me in this like raffle for something or something like that. Or maybe it was just for their monthly email thing. But either way, I'll take a monthly email. I signed up for Aubrey Citizens. I'll sign up for everybody's. But with that said, the very last question was, would you like to guest on the podcast? And if so, which one? I signed up to be a guest on the
Both of them.
Ice Cream Sunday podcast.
I would have done both of them, but
with that said, I don't know if I'll get a text back. But I got them on Instagram. And so, maybe one day I'll be able to get on that podcast and talk my talk. And once this becomes an appropriate space, they'll be able to get on this podcast and talk their talk.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Did you know that it is currently
I
midnight?
I see it. Don't worry about
It's
it.
currently midnight, and we haven't even gotten done with the first half of the podcast.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine.
Oh, it is fun, because neither of us work tomorrow. I'm editing after this. You're probably editing and posting after this. You're doing a lot of things. I'm doing a lot of things. You're going to do a bachelor party. I'm probably going to do whatever my nephew wants to do tomorrow. Like play wrestling figures or something like that. But yeah, I'm going to schedule the podcast episode for episode 42. And yeah, it's going to be a late night. But guess what?
Either way.
We're homies.
Yes.
We get to stay up.
We
don't have anything tomorrow.
I want to move on. Hey,
We're superheroes.
This sticker is sticking over a little bit.
Yeah, I need to get like an X-Acto knife and fix it. But let's not fix it now. Let's fix it later.
You do something really quickly.
Jordan, you're gonna mess up my computer.
No, I'm gonna give it to you.
What?
It's not an X-Acto knife, but it's a metal straight edge. All you gotta do is just rub it against the flat side. Just here. No. So tilt.
We're gonna do this later,
Okay.
please.
Okay.
Thank you. Which brings me to my very last pillar, which actually could be very exciting.
Darby Harn.
I make eye contact with this guy, and I'm like, shoot, I gotta talk to him. But with that said, he did have some pretty cool stuff. So I don't really talk to full-on book writers as much as I should at these conventions, QuadCon, for example, as well. But I have gotten a couple independent book writers books for the sake of support in general, because I have Vince Tebelardi. It's probably in my comic book bag, actually.
It's not over here.
Vince Tebelardi. If you guys can give him a quick Google search, Instagram search, Facebook search, he is local. He's pretty cool. go check out. He's probably got another book out at this point, but yeah, he. If you like D&D related stuff, he writes D&D related stuff. It's fun. But another guy, Darby Harn, a guy that I met this past weekend as well. Let's see. Darby Harn is the author of A Country of Eternal Light and Ever the Hero. I am holding Ever the Hero. His short fiction appears in Strange Horizons, Inner Zone, Shimmer, and other venues. This guy, he's pretty freaking legit, dog. He's got real reviews at the beginning of this. So he's got like this Eververse, right? And this is book 1 of the Eververse.
You know, I seem to remember you talking about something like this. Don't I?
Yes, I probably talked to you about it briefly. I keep forgetting if I, like, so many things. It's like a constant, like, did I tell this to Hannah or did I tell this to Jordan?
Actually, no, I think that may have been...
But anyways, I tell him, I'm like, hey man, so I'm trying to kickstart a series called Let's Get Graphic. And I've ran into a kind of a problem. The original idea was I would read comic books, but since those are so visually driven, I feel like it would be better if I read graphic novels. Sir, can I get your blessing to read your book for the first series of Let's Get Graphic? And then he kind of got this stoic look upon his face. He's like, and he gives me this so I can contact him later. I have yet to contact him because I want to go over what I would be reading first, right? Which I have. So I ask him, he's like, well, there is some copyright things behind that because we are already working on an audiobook. I'm like, okay. He's like, but I am a fan of sharing and helping and supporting other independent workers. And that is the freaking bloody spirit of Comic-Con. Is support for your fellow indie writer.
Why do you say it like that?
Because, Jordan, I tell him, alright Darby, how about this? Maybe I don't read the whole thing. But...
Please stop.
Why?
I want to hear Isaac say this.
I was like, okay Darby, how about this? How about I don't write the whole thing, but I read chapter 1 and record it as a tease, and I advertise you, and I send them your way. He's like, all right, you're speaking my language.
That's great.
And he's like, yeah, email me, text me, do whatever, reach out to me, and once I get serious about this, I'm going to do that.
There's like a lot of stuff.
And the reason why I talk like that is, Jordan...
This one's a bookmark.
So, Jordan, the story is told in first person.
Yeah.
The main character of the story tells the story. Jordan.
Yeah.
The main character of the story is a black woman.
Okay.
I have to sound like a convincing woman. On top of that, the woman has an accent.
Okay.
The woman has an Irish accent. I have to try to have a somewhat, with the suspension of disbelief, convincing voice of a black Irish woman. Mostly Irish woman. Because if she sounds Irish, it doesn't matter what color she is.
Okay, that's why you did that.
Yes.
That's
And
only
so-
half the battle.
And so I was reading it in Irish. I got up to page... Oh, it unfolded itself. I got to page 8. And yeah, I just really want to thoroughly review chapter 1. I want to make it fluent, a fluent read, on top of having a somewhat okay... Yes. Yeah. This
He also missed that
this
one.
is his contact. Yeah, yeah. Give me all the business cards and or connections to greater things, because I want to go over them, and then we are going to close out the Comic Con segment of this dual meat and potato episode. That's going to be fat.
Okay, I think those are the only things that really matter right now.
I mean, I guess I should talk about Misfit Studios, huh? Hey, this is Darby Harn. I'm talking about him right
You
now.
just showed that already.
Yeah, I did.
That's why I said
did.
it doesn't really matter right now.
Okay. But yeah, I really want to nail this first chapter before I even think about contacting him, because the thing about Irish accent is that I've never fucking done one before.
For a modern one, you're
So
doing really good.
What I'm thinking is, it's not too far off of British and English. It's just that instead of going on your R's, you have to hit it with a hard R for
Or.
Irish.
It's an or.
Or. And, 3 is tree, and you just got to get into the basics of that.
Yeah.
And so it's not perfect right now. I have to watch the Brave movie. I have to watch every Irish wrestler promo.
There's a YouTuber. Her name is Jess the Minx.
Yeah.
She's a woman. She blew up in recent years. Right now, she's actually struggling with alcoholism.
Oh.
She's getting she's getting help with it. She's a fantastic content creator. I actually love her. She has a really good personality and she has a lot of energy. But she's partnered with Schlatt. You know Schlatt.
I know Schlatt.
She's done a lot of stuff with him. But she's got a very heavy Irish accent. And she's a woman.
What I'm really trying to go for is Becky Lynch. I'm going to try to go for a Becky Lynch, even though my girlfriend says she does not really have a noticeable Irish accent, but I think it's a good subtle one that I'm trying to go for. So yeah, that is a pretty cool opportunistic thing for me as well. That's what I really love about Comic-Con, and that's what's going to make me go every single year.
Don't talk too much in it, otherwise you'll get stuck.
That's fine, because that means I'll do the freaking chapter by next week.
Okay, fine. Then maybe talk only in it from now on.
But I'm going to talk normal now. Yeah, it's just really cool. Really cool. And then, so yeah, let's go over some business cards, huh? So yeah, there's Darby Harn, writer, publisher, editor. He's also a podcaster. He told me that.
Nice.
Yeah, www.darbyharn.com, fairplaybooks@gmail.com, Twitter is @darbyharn, Instagram, Darby Writes Books. Sweet. And there's a QR code! Freeze frame for the folks on YouTube. If you can get that. And then let's see. Yes, Wind Creative. Yes, I got the Wind Brothers business card. @Action Inc. Comics on Instagram, @Action Inc. Comics on Facebook, and Kevin Wind _art and Kevin Wind Design on Facebook. So yeah. And then Bringing Heroes to Life, Misfit Studios.
I was actually interested.
Heroes for Hire, Des Moines local. Okay.
What does that mean?
So,
Are they vigilantes?
so, okay. The best way I can describe this is stuff that I've only witnessed before, mainly because I have so many darn female relatives instead of male relatives.
This is true.
For a birthday, it is not uncommon to have Disney princesses join your birthday and make it all that more magical. This is superheroes for that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Bring superheroes to your birthday party or your potluck or whatever it may be. It's on your computer.
What the fuck? I didn't even notice you put
Yeah.
these on here.
Don't close your computer, please.
Yeah.
But yeah. And I was dressed as Star-Lord in that moment. I'm like, where was my freaking Evite, guys? We didn't even talk about this. I show up late by myself. Dude. And someone's like, yeah, come on, Star-Lord. You're not even the leader of the Guardians anymore. I'm like, that's why I'm by myself. Come on, man. I'm still trying to figure this place out. I see a freaking thing for this, and I see a picture of me, and I gotta check it out. You know, this is the closest thing. Apparently, you guys love me and my friends. And I was like, can I get a picture with you guys? And right before they take the picture, I was like, I look cool, yeah? I said, do I look cool? I feel like that's what Star-Lord would say, yeah. And, yeah, the guy who runs Misfit Studios, he was there. And I kind of...
He offered you a job.
He did not offer me a job. I kind of hinted at a job, and he told me how I can apply for a job. And I'm like, yeah, as long as I'm only a little bit shorter than Thor, I think we'll be fine. He's like, dude, you're already taller than our last Star-Lord. I'm like, awesome. And so... I don't know. I might be treading too close to Party Clown.
Superheroes are way cooler.
Superheroes are way cooler. But, you know, it was not...
Superheroes can actually change a child's life.
It was not succinct in the slightest, but that was my experience at Comic-Con because everything I experienced should have a thorough explanation. But yes... Now, let's finally get into the second part of this freaking episode.
You talked for an hour.
Yeah, I told you. I told you. You said, whatever you have to talk about, I have more to talk about. Yeah, shut up. You didn't know.
You didn't have to take that long.
Oh, really? I didn't?
I think
I didn't? I feel like every word that I said was worth it.
I think you drug it out a little bit.
I don't...
But, like, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. Listen to me.
Read the flag.
I'm not complaining. Too many words. That's why I'm not complaining.
Yeah, that's our shtick, Jordan. Honestly, I don't know why I was so against too many words. It's such a good excuse.
It really is, and honestly, I think it has a really nice ring to it.
It does have a really nice ring. Dude, I'm a genius. You're a genius for supporting the genius.
That wasn't... You didn't even say that meaning a podcast name.
Yeah, I did. I was thinking of podcast names. I was like, I don't know.
Either way, you had a pretty fantastic experience at Comic-Con, honestly.
Yeah.
The booth I went to for the dice, I really liked the guy. I talked him up quite a bit.
Oh, you have more to talk about.
A little bit. Not really. I wanted to get a physical business card. He actually ran out, but he was also a publisher actually. They D&D.
Well, freaking really?
Yeah. Not even joking. It's actually officially licensed stuff too. It's not.
Oh my goodness!
It's not Wizards of the Coast, but it's
still officially licensed. Like he can turn.
Material.
He can talk to Hasbro, be like, "Hey, make this."
Yeah.
Holy crap.
No, it was actually... I didn't talk to him a whole lot. I wish I could have talked to him more about his book specifically.
He makes books.
Yeah, that's what he's a publisher.
That just makes sense. But like, oh my gosh.
But
did he write any of them?
I mean, it's mostly just a bunch of rehashed D&D stuff, like already existing D&D stuff, kind of compiled into this one book. But like, it's...
I had a dice salesman.
I
had a freaking indie writer sitting right there, disguised as a dice salesman.
Yeah.
Freaking God.
But on the side, he sells dice that are made by...
I did not say, oh my freaking God. I said, oh my freaking gosh. Continue.
On the side, he sells dice made by Forged.com, which is actually a very reputable dice brand. They're probably the biggest, like, mass-produced dice brand there is. I actually really like their products. I think they're all solid. That's where I actually got my my dice tray from. I bought. Yeah. Gosh.
This guy's legit.
I bought that like 4 years ago now. Wow. Yeah, no, this
yeah,
guy
we're
was
old.
cool. I really like this dice fender. That's why I actually went back and bought a second set of dice. But it was just a cheap acrylic one.
Hey, Jordan.
What's up?
Notice how I'm in the conversation?
Yeah, I was in the conversation too, you ass.
Yeah, you fixed it. You're a beautiful man. Go on.
You want to suck my nuts or something?
No.
'Cause, like, it really sounds like it.
Drink your gay tea.
It's gone already.
Oh, cool.
All right. Yeah, that's pretty much all I did. I bought a Hot Wheels car, and then we went home. Ness bought a few Destiny-related things that she has been meaning to show me, but I haven't seen yet. What did we do yesterday, Isaac?
Can I say the quickest thing?
Sure.
When I bought these, I was with Hannah.
Yeah.
I put them up on the gas station counter. I'm like, these are not gonna taste gay, are they? And Hannah straight up acted like we were gonna get canceled for that. She's like, shut up. She's like, what the fuck?
That's funny.
But yeah, I mean, the cashier kind of left, so it doesn't matter. If they laugh, you can get away with anything, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, comedy saves everything. Be funny. It's your survival trait. Come on. It's how I don't get fired from a lot of jobs. Go on.
What did we do yesterday, Isaac?
We went to the movie.
You wanna put this back over where it was?
Yeah. It's probably affecting some lighting.
Maybe a little bit.
But, yeah.
So be careful of the prints. I saw you put some of those back there.
I should probably keep this until everything ends. Jordan, say something.
I'm waiting for you. Because you were in the middle of saying something.
Was I?
Yeah, you said we went to the movies.
Oh, that was... We went to the movies, period.
Oh, you were supposed to say what we went. So what did we go see, Isaac?
Oh, well, now that's just in my freaking movie review notes. Let me check what we saw. Wait for it. What movie did we watch? Oh, snap. We saw Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
Yes, we did. It was very fantastic.
Directed by?
I actually don't know.
You don't?
I've looked at it several times, but it's a very non-memorable guy.
Rise
So
of the Beasts. I don't care about showtimes. I only need to see it once. I promise. Stephen Capel Jr.
yeah, I have no idea who that is.
Produced by Michael Bay, Lorenzo di Bonaventura, Duncan Henderson, Tom DeSanto, Don Murphy,
Okay,
and more.
that's good enough.
Who wrote it? That's a very important thing. Written by Joby Harold, Eric Hober, and John Hober. Okay. That almost sounds inappropriate to say. And it's led by leading male Anthony Ramos as Noah Diaz, Peter Cullen, the voice of Optimus Prime, Pete Davidson, the voice of Mirage, and Dominique Fishback as Elena, the female lead.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, Jordan. Tell me about your theater experience.
The theater experience was not that bad. They had the volume right, so that was a plus. I actually, going back to Spider-Man for a second, apparently it's been a very common thing.
Yeah, you sent that to me.
Did I?
Yeah, you
Okay.
did. You shared it. Don't need to explain it. Let's not talk about Spider-Man. Let's talk about Transformers.
Do you want to kiss me? Okay?
Yes!
Okay. Anyways. What do we do when we go see movies?
I pay for your ticket and cost me $1
No,
million.
it's-
What we do when
Usually
we
I
go see?
pay for my own
We take
ticket.
pictures of the poster.
Yeah. What else do we do at movies?
We get popcorn.
Yeah. What do we also get at movies?
We love popcorn
What
tins.
do there we go. The popcorn tins.
Yeah, it's
Popcorn
been
tins.
a minute since I got my own personal popcorn tin. I'm kind of laying off.
What are you talking about? You got the Guardians one like last
Yeah,
month.
yeah, I know. That's a minute for me. I should have gotten like 3 popcorn tins since then, but I don't have the budget and I don't have the space. Jordan, I really don't feel comfortable shoving another popcorn tin somewhere in here. But tell me about your popcorn tin.
So thanks to Isaac being a real homie, a real G.
Don't worry, he's gonna get me back.
Yeah, I'll get him back.
But this is honestly one of the coolest popcorn tins ever existing.
Honestly,
It puts, dude,
it puts Mjolnir to shame, dude. It's
a year ago, Mjolnir was out of this freaking world for tins.
Yes, it was. It really
And now
was.
we are here.
I don't know what AMC was thinking, why they had to go so hard with this one, but we got the Optimus Prime popcorn tin.
It's
The trailer opens up from the side on the top, and the cab opens up from the front, and you can put your drink in there. And these are straws. Are you good, man?
it's the first mobile popcorn tin, but I can't say that because it's not true.
What do you mean?
The first mobile popcorn tin was Dom's freaking charger.
Oh, yeah.
But
That
this
one.
is a popcorn tin you can race it with. But yeah, actually,
The wheels move,
the
it's
dual
rubber tires.
soda and popcorn bucket that's a game changer, dog. May you never use it like
The
that.
practicality of it is like
Stupid.
non-existent.
Yeah.
Because like, oh yeah. No, it's way too big. It's way too big. This is just an excellent showpiece, though. This is something you would put on the shelf in a movie room.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a home cinema sort of thing.
One day I will have the dopest home cinema because of my popcorn tin collecting efforts.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will.
And you will too. Because we will. Bro, the only time I'm going to watch movies is if I invite friends over and you're my only friend, so it's going to be our movie place.
I've been storing the expensive Hot Wheels cars that I have here inside Optimus
Honestly,
Prime.
yeah, that's too much storage space to not use it.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking of what else I could use it for, but I can't.
So we're just gonna put these guys back.
Ooh, you know what?
right now.
You know what you could put in those? Super NES games.
Yeah. Or more 80s related things.
Yeah.
Although this movie took place in the 90s.
It did take place in the 90s.
Although it's still a lot of super 80s related designs.
Honestly, my second favorite character design for Optimus Prime. Oh, I get to hold it. Oh, bye, Brett.
I got some.
Hello. I'm actually really curious. Really going off screen for a second. Really curious. What does it look like in the cup? It's just
Red.
It's just a cup. Cool beans. I'm afraid to touch it more. So here.
Just put it right back there.
I'm afraid to touch my rocket too much, honestly.
Really? That thing's like, I don't know. That thing's built like a rock to me. So.
Well, yeah, as long as you carry it by the rocket. But, yeah, my theater experience, it was great. It's not too often I drop $65.
Thank you.
How much was that popcorn tin?
$50.
$50.
So is Dom's Charger one.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy?
That's half the size of
You
this.
can't just buy Dom's charger.
What do you mean?
It comes with the family pack. You have to also, like the family pack, I don't know the set price to it, but it comes with Dom's charger. It comes with a large popcorn, 2 large sodas, and 2 candy bags.
That's not what she said at the theater.
Oh wait, no. That's the only way you can get the souvenir cups. Which is really dumb. Because that's like a $100 package.
Yeah.
But yeah, $50 for Dom's charger. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. But you
I
know
don't know
what?
about that.
Find me in a low weak point. It's mine.
That charge is pretty sick, honestly, and it
Well,
rolls
guess
just
what?
like this
Guess
one.
what? I have this, so I don't need
That's also
that.
pretty sick, though. Honestly,
Thank you.
you should put it with the regular shaped one.
Yeah, I don't want to go find it right now. Find it. It's not even missing. It's just right over there. But I'm not gonna go do it. All right. Next part of the movie review, spoiler-free analysis. Pitch the movie, Jordan.
If you're a Transformers fan, you will like this movie.
Yeah,
That's it.
Honestly, that's honest. If you are a
That
Transformers
also
fan,
goes
will
directly
like this
into
movie.
my biggest complaint.
biggest complaint.
You almost have to be a Transformers fan to like this movie.
Jordan, that's why I told you that I needed to be nice to you all day. Because you're going to hate what I have to say about this movie.
Honestly, I did some reflecting on the movie. And
Jordan, this is your Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
This is your Love and Thunder.
It really is.
Wear it with
But
pride.
granted, I also loved Love and Thunder, though. Don't get me wrong about that.
Jordan, this is why we have this is why we have the movie review format like this. But just spoiler-free analysis. Was that your pitch?
Yeah, that's my analysis. Is if you're a Transformers fan, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it for so many reasons, actually.
So this movie is a prequel.
And a sequel.
So
Maybe.
I could not accurately tell you how many of the movies previous that you have to see for this to make sense, but I handled it. Yeah, since it's a prequel, it's
And a sequel.
it's a good.
And not a prequel at the same time.
It doesn't. You don't have to. There's not a lot of
We'll get into
references that make you go questioning things. In and of itself, it makes some sense. I was entertained because Transformers are inherently epic. You know.
Fighting robots is fucking cool. You cannot tell me it's not.
With that said, we still have to pitch the movie. This guy named Noah Diaz, he needs a job, and his brother kind of sucks with his hand.
He's
got health issues.
Didn't expect.
He's got health issues, and
don't go too much into it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right.
You're kind of okay. So you kind of already said too
But,
much, in my opinion. But
yeah, I did say too much. But yeah, one thing happens and another thing happens, and he's gonna have to figure it out. There's also an intern that's super smart. But yeah. Do I recommend you watch it if you're a Transformers fan?
I can
Like just
100% agree.
With that said, if you're only half a Transformers fan, there are definitely things that you won't like. But just like me, I don't regret seeing the movie. I had a good time. But I probably would not have had a good time if it wasn't with you. Half Transformers fans, bring your Transformers fans to see this movie. With that said, let's do parts we didn't like first.
I'll let you go first.
Well, I expressed a few things in my movie fan group on Facebook.
Really?
Yes. I did not make the post. I commented under a post where Jordan, I was not ready for a very overwhelming agreed upon that this movie was mid. Opinion that this movie was mid. Not to say that I don't formulate my own opinions. I formulated my own opinion and was very surprised that I was not alone in it. So let me go. Movie talk by movie fans. Let me just go to my freaking notifications. Dog.
He's taking a long time with this, isn't he?
I know. I need to be faster. But, Come on, come on, come on. There we go. So this guy posted that he had seen Jordan.
Mm-hmm. I'm listening.
This guy posted that he had seen Transformers, and he says mid, weak writing, corny jokes, human element was the worst part of the movie. And let me read every single word that I commented under this post. So I just went to see this with my friend who is the biggest Transformers fan I've ever known. I don't know how to break it to him. It's not that great of a movie. Sure, some parts are epic because Transformers are inherently epic in and of itself. But, like, I understand being proud of where you come from, but, like, I get it. They're from New York. Whoever wrote for their parts couldn't be from New York. I refuse to believe that. And there was also some legit continuity flaws in some parts of dialogue and other things that really just didn't add up for the sake of movie being movie. When really some parts required even just a little more context for things to make all the logistical sense. But since this is a movie about robots from space, that line is hard to draw about logistical sense. I also feel like the male lead didn't exactly fit into his character until the third act, which can be normal for younger actors, but it just took me out of it for a couple times in the beginning. Also, didn't vibe with the unoriginal lazy love arc. Sorry for the long message. That's just how I feel. And then I rated it, and I will tell you the rating later.
I think you were a little bit harsh on that, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I gave it a better rating than him. He gave it a 55.
Well, like I said, I will explain why I think you were harsh. Because I think you misunderstood a lot of things.
All right. There was some actual continuity
No,
issues.
I'm going to get into that too. Because I also saw it. Things I didn't like. A, you had to be a Transformers fan to understand a lot of the things that was happening.
True.
You were probably really lost with a lot of the things that they mentioned, the references, the everything.
So, how could you be lost if a reference happens that you don't understand? So therefore you never sense it's a reference. So therefore you're never searching for something that you understand. With that said, if there was references, I didn't see them. I didn't worry about them.
There was a lot.
With that said, when it came to the Unicron and other groups and just groups, I didn't worry myself with names and denominations and who belongs here and there. I just enjoyed the freaking movie because I am self-aware enough to know that since I am not all-knowing of Transformers lore, that I'm just going to not know a few things. And that is okay with me. I made that exception before I even went into the movie. I'm like, Isaac, the only movie that you really remember is the 2007 one. Other than that, there's one other movie that you really like the pink Pagani in, and that's pretty much it. Anyways, that's my Transformers movie memory right now.
That's great.
But yeah, I pushed all that aside. But I am open to the chance that it really did bother casual fans.
Another thing that I really didn't like, there was a very obvious entire section of the movie that was cut out.
Excuse me?
As someone who watched it, and someone who's a longtime fan, someone who sees these things, there was definitely, undoubtedly, a section of the movie that was entirely cut out.
That's what I meant in let me go back to
continuity. The love arc that wasn't there, but was. That was definitely supposed to be more flushed out, and it was definitely going to be in that cut part. And I'm sure once the DVD comes out or whatever, we're going to see a lot more of that cut content, and we're going to see what it should have been. thing is with these Transformers movies, they're on such a rocky just situation. They always have been. The first movie came out, people were like, holy shit. Designs look really weird, they're not what they're supposed to be. So the original fans were like, this is trash. This is shit. But that movie spawned a whole new generation of Transformers fans.
Exactly.
And that's what they love. I was kind of stuck in the middle. I started somewhere earlier along. We'll get along to that in my other presentation part of the podcast episode. We might honestly want to save that for the next episode because of how late this is going. We'll see.
I am fine with how this could be a 5-hour podcast. I do not give a crap. I do nothing tomorrow.
I don't feel good right now.
Okay.
But anyways, where was I?
Continuity.
Oh yeah. So the first movie, the Transformers movies have always had really, really rough continuity issues because Michael Bay just doesn't give a fuck. He just wants to make
really cool movies.
A really cool action flick. And I respect that.
There's some honor in that
at all. Honestly, I really don't.
If you got the skills, brother, which you do.
And this was before continuity was a big thing in movies, all right?
Yeah.
Since
Screw you, Marvel.
Since the MCU, that's became a huge deal. Hasbro, Transformers, and Paramount, they have not really got the memo yet still. They're trying, but they're getting...
It's actually why it's so hard for me to dive into it all. Because I totally would. Because I freaking... Bro, I love that 2007 movie. I had... You know what fathead stickers are?
Yeah.
I had fathead stickers from that movie. Optimus Prime and Bumblebee were my freaking homies for like at least 4 years after that movie.
Nice. Anyways, you had the first three movies. Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, which I mentioned earlier, the second Transformers movie that came out in 2009, that was greatly affected by the writer's strike. That one was so poorly received, it almost didn't get a sequel. Because it had zero writing.
Which one?
Revenge of the Fallen was the second movie.
So what I'm hearing a lot is that a lot of people only like the Bumblebee standalone movie.
Let me get to that.
Okay,
all right.
sure.
And then there was Transformers 3.
We are reviewing this movie, but it's...
Yes, Dark of the Moon. That one's my personal favorite of the original three movies. I think that one had the most badass Optimus Prime. I really like the badass grizzled war veteran Optimus Prime that doesn't give a fuck. I like it. That's just my thing. And then you had Transformers 4. That was essentially a whole new thing. It recasts Sam Witwicky, Shia LaBeouf, and it was Mark Wahlberg, a new character and everything.
What in the Tokyo Drift is this?
What?
Oh, I'm just saying Tokyo Drift was completely different from the first two.
Yeah.
And so their number 4 for Transformers is their Tokyo Drift.
But also number 4 was incredibly poorly written. That's the one that has the Picani in it. So that
Oh,
one,
really?
That one is actually considered to be the worst of the franchise.
Well, it's got sick cars, though. Easily sick cars.
It also has the worst toys of the franchise because they severely cut the budget of it and they just didn't care about any of them.
Wait, budget cuts into toys?
Yeah.
I mean, I know, like, that's overall budget, but, like, I thought, movie budget and then other budgets.
It did have its own budget.
Okay.
I'm just saying, the Hasbro cut the budget of the toys. That's what I'm saying.
Wild. Never cut budget on toys. Toys are
They learn from their mistakes.
Toys have to be like in the top 3 most beneficial things for your movie.
That's your merchandising right there.
Yeah.
Then came 5, which
I didn't even know there was this many movies, dog. Holy cow.
through everything. This was the 7th movie.
Really?
Rise of the Beast, yes.
Oh my goodness.
5 was the one that flipped everything on its head. No one had any idea what was happening or what was going on. Turns out we find out that Sam Witwicky, Shia LaBeouf's character, is dead.
Damn.
And all of his parents and family members are dead except for one dude
What the hell?
that lives in the UK. And
What's up? My name's Witwicky.
and guess who killed them? The U.S. military. But you know,
That is so stupid.
U.S. government, whatever. It's a thing.
I didn't even see the movie. I think that's stupid.
It was just their weird way of shoehorning in like why he wasn't.
So this is why you
there.
don't like this movie?
I'm getting to it. See, every time you say shit like that, I lose track. I need you to not do that. Thank you.
Sure. We are built different.
Yes. Where was I? Okay, 5th movie, yeah. That he really screwed everything up. Continuity wise, there was a lot of things that they just did for the sake of doing them. It was really well known that the Autobots and Bumblebee showed up to Earth in the first movie essentially, and then this 5th movie essentially just told everyone, no, they've been here for like hundreds of years, and it's like, what the fuck? That's not what they already established. It's goofy. It was goofy. It was bad. I didn't like it.
So that's what you didn't like in this movie?
You fucker. I just told you don't do that.
Jordan,
What?
keep going.
Yeah. I'm going to keep going. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I have a train of thought that I have to follow. If I don't follow it, you will get no answer out of me.
You would get isolating the movie that you saw less than 48 hours ago?
Yes. My brain works a very specific way, and it has to do that. All right?
So we have to bring up the 6 other movies in every segment.
Yes.
All right. You're one half of the show, brother. Go on.
Okay. Yeah. Go fuck yourself.
I'll be putting timestamps in this episode.
I'm sorry.
Don't worry, guys.
Okay. Now, starting over again, because you
Starting over it.
because you keep interrupting
Bro, you
me.
talked about the 6th movie sucking because of continuity.
I haven't gotten to the 6th movie.
You talked about the 5th movie sucking
There you
because of continuity.
Okay.
And everybody's dead except for a British dude.
Okay. So we reached the point where Isaac zones out and he gets irritated at me. Okay?
Oh, I don't get irritated.
Yes, you do. This is you getting irritated.
No. Do you see this smile on my face?
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't care about it.
I think it's... I
don't
don't
care
get
about it.
irritated. I just
You're
think
getting
it's
irritated at
silly.
me.
No.
It's okay.
Jordan, you're currently more irritated than me.
Yeah, because you're being an asshole.
I'm not being an asshole.
Yes, you are.
I'm being considerate of our fans.
No, it's okay. Okay. Whatever you say, Isaac.
Go ahead.
This movie was fine.
Fine.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, fine was actually a pretty good word for it. Yeah, I did not like the entire love arc. It was stupid. It was unneeded. It was forced. There was nothing romantic about them in the slightest. And it was just like, oh, male and female lead, they have to like each other, especially by the end of the movie, because we can tell that they like each other because she put her freaking head on his shoulder at the very end. Crazy. Stupid. Very stupid. So, Jordan, I've noticed this about myself. Jordan.
Yeah.
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 What did you notice?
Are you going to pull an episode 16?
Probably.
Why?
Because you kind of pissed me off.
Yeah, I know. You really let that affect you. Jordan, let's talk about the movie. This is why I said I need you to love me the rest of the whole prior day.
Your opinion of the movie is not what's bothering me right now.
I know.
What's bothering me is I let you talk for an hour straight, and you're not letting me talk.
I invited you to talk while I was talking.
That's not.
There's video and
okay.
audio
That's
proof.
not what I'm talking about.
Jordan, did I talk about every other Comic-Con.
You talked about the last one you went to.
Yeah, I featured it sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I didn't talk about Comic-Con 2021 or 2020 or not 2019 or 2018.
Because you never went to those.
Yeah.
You never experienced them.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. Next year, I'm probably. Never mind. Go ahead. Oh wait, no. I'm still talking about what I didn't like about the movie. Let's see. What did I keep saying was stupid? Yeah, all the times that they referenced being from New York. Like, is that their entire personality? Because it shouldn't be. It's so dumb. Okay, Jordan and I, we went to New York. There was not a single person that their personality was, I'm from New York. Okay, the only person where their personality was, I'm from New York, was our freaking tour guide. That was the only guy who deserves to have their personality be, I'm from New York, was the tour guide that I met in New York. Other than that, this was terrible writing for these people. That one guy who said that the human element in this movie was trash, honestly, take out the humans, this is a good movie, Jordan. This is a pretty darn good movie. Honestly, I'm in love with the story. I'm in love with the story overall. I hate the people. Don't like it at all. Almost. The little kid was cool. But let's see.
He was my least favorite human character.
Well, he wasn't all that either, but let's see. See, this is what I noticed in myself, Jordan, is that maybe you have the same thing, is I have realized that if I notice that this person that I'm watching is an actor, if I see the actor instead of the character they're playing as right now, it's one of three things. Either they're super famous and I'm just watching another, Christian Bale movie. 2, they're really good at acting and I'm like, man, this person's like really nailing it. Or they're so-so at acting and I'm like, oh, this guy could be better. I think whoever plays Noah Diaz, take this lightly because I'm not an actor. I've not taken a single acting class, okay? I'm just some schmuck that didn't fully appreciate your work, sir. He just took me out with, I don't know, his confusion, his distraught, whatever emotion he was trying to portray in some parts. And he wasn't really selling it for me. But by the third act, I really did like him. He was in some pretty good parts. And with that said, he says, in my opinion, the best line in the movie. So, props to him for that. He gets an award tonight. But yeah, you could kind of tell, over the months of shooting this movie, he got better at who Noah Diaz was supposed to be. And so, yeah. I just didn't like him in the first act. Didn't like her at all. I mean, I appreciated how smart she was. And she had pretty okay comedic timing. But, yeah. One last thing when I talk about continuity. Remember that last call where the little kid says Noah Diaz, and Noah Diaz says, hey, no real names on the sound waves. And he's like, I don't care. People need to know who you are. And then fast forward to the end of the movie where the guy, he's like, oh, and your brother was right. No real names on the sound waves. That's the wrong person that said that. That is the incorrect person that said that, and I want to make that a big deal. Because that is just wrong and stupid.
Who do you think should have said it?
Who do you think should have?
Yeah.
I don't give a damn who should have said it. Say who said it. Hey, and you were right. Boom! Fix the line! That's not even difficult writing.
Wait, I don't get it.
Hey, and you were right. No names on the sound waves.
Why
He could have just said that.
Why would you say that?
Because he said the line in general. I mean, take out the line at all if you want.
But no, but it was his younger brother that was always saying no real names on the airwaves.
Was he saying that like in the first and second act? Because the last person,
that was the kid's thing.
The last person that said that was Noah.
Yeah, but that was just because he was just showing.
Maybe it's because I wasn't paying attention. I was
it
really
definitely was. If you didn't realize that, then yeah.
I was kind of out of it when it was just people on the screen. Not gonna lie.
Oh.
I mean, I went and got a refill when it was just him and her talking on a freaking airplane. Did I miss anything?
Nothing that I could really remember.
Exactly. Then I guess I recede.
I just talked about Optimus Prime.
Or I rescind my my complaint then.
Yeah, that was it was the kid that kept saying that, and then it was at the end. It was supposed to show some growth from the kid that hey, your name needs to be known, and then
Yeah. Something that made me feel uncomfortable. Maybe I wasn't suspended as much. Is how the girl kept on just saying a bunch of Transformers names like she's known them for their whole life. And just knows things about them and stuff. And like what was that part that happened for me to have to go like what they don't know anything about them. Why how do they know that?
I don't remember you saying that.
There was we'd have to watch it again, but I'm not gonna do that. I don't know. I just feel like there were some parts that were straight up ridiculous. But with that said, that is all I have to say for now about what I don't like about this movie. With that said, there was a lot of things I liked about this movie. A lot, Jordan. There was a grand amount, actually. I would love you to know. Jordan, tell me what you liked about this movie.
Honestly, I don't really know.
What? You're a trans fan.
I mean...
Trans fan.
Okay. A lot of the movie was just... There was a lot of references and whatnot, and I guess I did like those. There was a lot of references to the original stuff. So that was good.
Yeah. Little Easter eggs for you. I will say there was quite a bit that I liked. Every single second that Mirage was on screen, that was a good one. Pete Davidson did act the hell out of that voice acting gig. It was a fun character. Did Mirage die? Didn't think so. But yeah, just we'll get into the thick of things when we get into the awards section of things. But yeah, I loved a lot of scenes with Mirage. Him transforming, just doing his thing, making literal mirages, everything like that. But Jordan, there is an element to this movie, Jordan, that should be studied. Jordan, the first Transformer you see after the prologue in the 2007 movie is that stupid humanoid Transformer that turned into a freaking stereo.
Yeah.
Remember him?
Yeah. Frenzy.
He comes back in this movie with friends, and he is absolutely the most terrifying Transformer I've ever seen.
I mean, it's completely different, but sure.
Yeah, of course. I knew as a trans fan you were going to tell me that those were different. But tell me, I'll tell you this, as a half trans fan, they are similar. They're about human size, basically like a skeleton of a robot. And yeah, Jordan, every scene with that thing, we were taken into a horror movie. We were taken into a straight horror movie, and that is the stylistic changes within a movie that I can appreciate the hell out of. Okay? Movies should never just be one genre. Not from start to finish in a 2-hour span. If you have a long movie, I would love to see some, layers. Oh, Jordan. When they were spelunking, right? And looking for stuff, and they were messing with the dust and like the symbols, and they found the symbol, and like you can tell, because I was immediately reminded of this stupid scary B movie that my roommate's girlfriend watched one time a few years ago, of them spelunking. You have bright lights where it's light, and you have hard shadows where it's not light. And I'm like, ooh, this is getting a little cryptic. And what do you know? Less than a minute later, we are introduced to that terrifying robot. We are immediately immersed into a horror movie, stylistically and thematically. In that scene, we were in a horror movie, and I loved it. I loved absolutely every second of it. Jordan, this is an AMC artisan film.
What does that mean?
An AMC artisan film? That means that it's like well, it's not an AMC artisan film, first and foremost. I'm just saying that as a joke. Artisan films is like movies that elevate the art of cinema.
Okay.
Yeah, Joker was an artisan film. The Batman was an artisan film.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like, if you want to, not just go see a movie one day, you want to see a film, go on the AMC app, see what is framed in gold, artisan film.
Okay.
Yeah. But, yeah, I loved that. Just everything that Transformers is, everything that Transformers are. Absolutely cool moments. When you set the standard of what a Transformers movie needs, I'll tell you what, Jordan. I hated Jurassic World 3. You know why? There was barely dinosaurs in it. Sit down for a Transformers movie, no matter what movie it is, you're going to get Transformers, baby girl. So yeah, I feel like we were serviced well. And another thing that I liked is all the references to remind us when we were. 1994. Hey, look. Introduced to 1994? Well, shoot. Here's a box TV with Tupac on it. Oh, here's a Biggie Smalls song coming on in the background of this fight. Stuff like that, but yeah. Jordan said he liked nothing about this movie. Crazy. Right, buddy?
It was a good movie, but there's nothing to really write home about.
All right. Best acting.
Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson. I knew we were going to be unanimous on that. I'm going to start saying my answers first.
That or Peter Cullen, but Peter Cullen's been doing this character for 45 years now, so.
Best scene.
Best scene.
I am going to say it is either one of these, but I'm gonna pick the one that was later in the movie because there's better build up to it. But the first one is when Mirage transforms from driving backwards to driving forwards. That is sick. And just his sly way of losing the cops. That was sick. Okay? Great introduction to a character. Makes you fall in love with a character. Have we met this person before in any of the other movies? Okay. Makes you fall in love with a character within the 5-minute introduction that is needed. That is effective. That is pulling. That is great. That was a wonderful scene. But what I like more was Mirage Semi sacrificing himself, and Noah Diaz gets to wear dead robot skin and fights with Optimus Prime to start a fight with Scourge. What's your favorite scene, baby girl?
I really liked the robot skin scene that you're talking about.
Yeah.
I also really liked Bumblebee's entrance. That was pretty
Bumblebee's entrance is very good choice. Holy cow, that was good.
Then, I mean, the entire chase sequence, that was also pretty fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
The first fight sequence, that was pretty great. I mean, there was a lot of really good sequences in it. Honestly.
Very much. It's what you get when you get to draw everything. Best line, Jordan. Best line.
Stranger danger.
You were inside me. I'm just kidding. I actually wrote this down, and that's why I was on my phone in the middle of the movie. From now on, if you ever see me on my phone in the middle of the movie, it's because I'm taking notes. Okay? I'm not trusting my planet with a guy who couldn't even protect his. I'm going. Now, I think this actually goes to the actor on how he delivered it. Because other than that, it's just a cheesy written line. So, yeah, sorry I, didn't like your acting, especially in this part of the movie. You did that part really well. And I hope to see you in more. Because I cannot give an insult without giving major compliments with it. Because that's how I like to receive everything. Worst acting.
Worst acting, probably.
I'm gonna say the male lead. I mean, y'all saw this coming, so.
I don't know.
Both of the leads, they clearly weren't good, but like I don't think they're nearly as bad as you thought they were. This was honestly one of the best.
I mean, I didn't say their acting was terrible. I thought their sub story was terrible.
I think,
but his acting was
it wasn't
so
even
so.
there. That's what my complaint is about it. Like,
what?
I'm surprised you picked up on it even because of how little of it there was.
I mean, yeah, it was terrible.
I think they initially wanted to implement this love story, change their mind, and cut it all out. So I think there was intentionally not supposed to be there, but they didn't do a very good job of cutting it all out. That's my thought on it. All right. That's why I say there's like a whole cut section. I think there was supposed to be more there.
Could you imagine if there was just another 20 minutes of this movie because we wanted them to like each other?
Yeah.
That would have brought the movie down so much further for me.
Go fuck yourself.
I'm serious.
Why?
I don't need a love story. I mean, yeah, there's some romantical stories that are executed well in previous Transformers movies. We all fell in love with Megan Fox in 2007. But let me tell you what. I guess I don't know what they cut out. But for what was there, terrible. Terrible. Shadow of itself, which is exactly true. If Jordan's theory of them cutting out a major love part is right. Worst acting, Jordan?
I don't think anyone had any worst acting, to be honest.
You don't think so?
There was people that had good acting.
Man, you sound like me for Guardians 3.
Everyone else just kind of had mediocre performances.
Worst scene. When the gorilla choked out a robot to kill it.
I guess I didn't see that.
Okay, when Air Razor was going nutty,
Oh.
and Optimus Primal had to kill it. Really interesting way of killing it, choking it.
That's not what happened.
I mean,
but
crushing it.
that was what happened.
Sure. I didn't like that part. Probably because I didn't like to see Air Razor go out, but you know.
That was a bit emotional, to be honest.
Yeah. This movie did a great job of introducing characters that cinematically we are unfamiliar with. And us connecting with characters. That's I give that movie props. My rating for this movie has been all over the place while we talk about this.
Yeah.
As it should.
What was the question again?
Worst scene?
Oh. That's right. I'd probably say, honestly, that scene on the airplane, that just was.
Oh, the one that I went to go get a refill for?
Yeah, that was.
Honestly, bro, I'm a freaking sharpshooter for picking break times. Whoo! That was great.
They had a singular good moment on that, where she was discussing with Noah how he's very similar to Optimus Prime and how he blames himself and he's
I think I got that.
trying. Dude,
I think I heard that
think
part.
I think you were there actually for that. And
That was actually good writing, actually. I like that.
I think that was the only redeemable quality of that scene specifically.
Worst line. Brooklyn, baby!
So you really
He's
hated on that.
so bad he says it again. Brooklyn, baby!
I don't know why you hated that so much. It's not that bad.
It's bad.
It's not.
It's bad.
It's not.
The only reason why you think it's not bad is because Brooklyn is a marketable and catchy place.
I mean, yeah.
Because society has made it that so.
Yeah.
Okay? Whenever Hannah does something good, if she makes me dinner, I don't say, Eldora, baby!
They did the same thing in Marvel movies.
Yeah. Not every Marvel movie is a masterpiece.
Okay. Civil War.
Yeah, what about it?
That was what movie they did it in.
Yeah.
Arguably a masterpiece.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't their character arc from start to finish either, so, you know.
It wasn't in this movie either.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
You know what was really stupid?
What?
They're so prideful in being in New York, and yet the first scene is Noah Diaz fixing a TV, and it plays Tupac, who is famously from California and, you know, rivals with the New York rapper Biggie Smalls. But that's just my own little thing. Jordan, these people were New Yorkers from start to finish.
Yeah. I'm not disagreeing with that. I just think because he said Brooklyn 3 times in the movie and you automatically hate it because of that.
No. Jordan, they would not shut up about being from New York.
He said Brooklyn 3 times.
Mm-hmm. Jordan, you're isolating the overarching thing, but that is the part that just makes me cringe the most, yes.
I don't.
Just pick your worst line, dog.
I don't have one. Because there isn't one.
Autobots roll out. Jordan says Autobots roll out is the worst line in the movie.
I don't see. I don't think I watched the same movie as you. I really don't because like I don't remember them talking about New York so damn much.
They did.
Name every single one then.
Well, probably like the biggest part was the fucking one that I took a break in. I went to go get a refill because they wouldn't stop.
What?
Jordan, the characters were oozing, oh, I'm a New Yorker. Let's see where the writers are from.
I don't remember them talking about New York at all in that scene. other than them explaining to each other what part of New York they were from. And I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't know this person. I'm on a dangerous journey with them. Let me ask where they're from. That sounds reasonable to me.
Hey, Jordan.
What?
You know how you said you couldn't believe the Meg was getting a sequel?
Yeah.
One of the writers for this movie was also a writer on the Meg.
Yeah. I didn't say the Meg was a bad movie. I just don't think it needed a sequel. The Meg was actually a really well-received movie. That's probably why it's getting a sequel. But, like, it's completely unnecessary.
Jordan, say something funny. I'm doing research.
I don't want to say something. I don't want to say anything funny.
Say something depressing.
Isaac's a bad co-host.
Yep. Why?
I don't know. You said say something depressing. So I did.
Well, that's not true, though.
Sure.
I'm a wonderful co-host, and you said the exact opposite of what you're saying now last week. You're just tired.
No, I'm not.
Could you imagine if we did this right after the movie?
It would have been terrible.
Oh, we'd be up till 4. Bro, I'm not getting their direct birthplace on these writers. Oh. This guy was born in London. Yeah, not even freaking close. Well, either way, yeah, we get it. You're from New York. You're from New York. What else are you about? There wasn't any crazy exploits, you know. There was some mentions of him being a soldier.
Yeah.
But there was no redeeming things of, oh yeah, that's what military guys do.
Do I think they should have explored on that more? Yes.
Yeah, and they should have explored on him being literally a freaking tinker.
Yeah.
Literally, you have a person whose character trait is a tinkerer, good with technology, and basically does jack squat with it for the next 2 hours.
Something I really believe is that this was not his movie.
Yeah.
It was.
It's Optimus Prime.
I was gonna say it was to set up his character for the post-credit scene movie. I think he's gonna be that kind of character.
Jordan, what was the worst line?
I told you I don't have one.
All right. Best shot in the movie.
Final battle. There was the scene. It was Optimus Primal. He flips up and whacks this bad guy dude with his sword, and it was really sick.
Sick. See, I tried to challenge myself, but I couldn't. I failed. I was like, all right, we're going to pick a shot that has no CGI in it. It's just standalone, a natural, awesome shot. There was none. Unless we want to revert back to that shot where I was talking about, you know, the bright lights and the hard shadows when they were down in the cave. That is an excellent shot. But what I loved, you already kind of tapped on it, is Bumblebee's return. Where, you know, it's skimming across the ground and this part of the freaking bad guy falls down. And this part of the freaking bad guy falls down. And then Bumblebee makes a superhero landing. And that was a good shot. I liked that a lot. Jordan, lastly, score this movie out of 100.
75.
Why?
Like I said, you have to be a Transformers fan to really enjoy it.
Okay, what do you, as a Transformers fan, would rate it?
See, I can't. That's a biased rating. I don't.
Okay, out of the Transformers movies, where would you put it? I say it's in the top half. I really do.
Probably third or fourth place
Exactly.
out of 7.
You know what? That we can agree on. I give it a 70 out of 100. See, I didn't hate it that much. Down the line, I'm probably going to give movies like a 40 out of 100 or a 50 out of 100. Because, see, you know what we need to train our minds on?
Yeah.
We need to stop grading things out of 100 with a American educational system sense, and just score things out of 100.
The way I see it, 50 is like average.
50 is literally mid,
Yeah.
and then everything below 50 is bad movie. This was not a bad movie, Jordan.
That's the way I see it.
Okay,
That's the way I've
after
always
everything
seen it.
I've said, this is not a bad movie. Would I watch it again? Probably not.
I think
But
you should.
but I enjoyed myself, like I said. It's a good movie. It's not the best movie. It's not a great movie. It's a good movie. There are definitely some parts that I would rewatch. There's some great parts that I keep lovely replaying in my head.
All right.
Right. Let's get into the thick of the closer. 2 hours and 50 minutes later.
Yep.
Dang, bro. You want to go for a walk after this?
No, I'm gonna go to bed.
You want to walk to
Yes.
bed? Go
Yeah.
home, go bed. Jordan, what's the question for this episode, baby girl?
Have you been to a Comic-Con? And if so, what was your experience like?
No.
No? Then you think of it.
What is your favorite Transformer?
Okay.
Favorite Transformer. Bonus points for not being Optimus Prime or Bumblebee. I like Starscream. And I also like Ironside. No, not Ironside. Ironhide. Yeah. He's cool.
He's not an X Club.
Nope. He's not a nice club. Rate us 5 stars wherever you're listening. Rate us 4.5 because we didn't get along this episode. Do we list the anchor? Do we dare list the anchor stats? Yes, we do. Rate us 5 stars on YouTube. Rate us 5 stars on Spotify, please. That'll help us with the algorithm and sharing. Please support us so we can support you. If we start making money, we start sounding better, we start looking better, we can start making merch to make you look better. Baby girl. No freaking way. Only 3 people listen to The Graduating Girlfriend? Bro, I made a promo. Baloney. Whatever. It's okay. All right. Jordan. Follow us on at Scaldstone on YouTube and Facebook. At Too Many Words Podcast on Spotify and Instagram. Thank you. Thank you very much. Jordan, where can we find us personally?
Find me on TikTok. It's not just Jordan.
Find me on TikTok. It's not just Isaac. And if you want to find me on Instagram, I_William Joseph. Or just find the podcast Instagram and you can find me easily, baby girl. And you can find Jordan on Instagram, but he's not very active on Instagram because he isn't very photogenic, unfortunately. But you know what? Whatever it may be, wherever it may be, you can find everything that you'll ever need attached to this podcast on thescaldstone.com, baby girl. And maybe do some reading while you're there. because I'm an aspiring writer, as we just talked about, for a good chunk of this episode, and a pretty sizable mention in every episode. Who or what do we want to make this podcast out to? Jordan, go.
This podcast episode goes out to Weston.
Who is Weston?
Bachelor party I'm going to.
Hell yeah! Congratulations, Weston. You are forever prisoned.
He will be in 2 weeks.
Hell yeah. This podcast episode goes out to Pride in Trans Fans. This podcast episode goes out to Jordan. Legitimately, this podcast episode goes out to Jordan because, you see, when he gets tired, he gets cranky. And when he gets cranky, every other opinion besides his, he hates it. He hates it and
Dude,
wants to
I
burn it
told
with
you.
fire.
I told you, I actually really respect your opinion on the movie. I think it's fine.
Well, you can have
think
other
you
opinions
misunderstood some
outside of
things,
the
but,
movie.
like, That's not.
I had an opinion on how you were talking about everything.
That's not what I'm angry about. So. It's fine.
It's fine.
We're moving on.
It's fine. It is fine. It's okay, Nana. It's fine. Whew. This is sick. For the people that listen to podcasts while working, they're going to be drooling at the number, the time duration. Well, let's see. Jordan toughed it out, bro. It is currently 1:22 in the morning, and I still have to schedule a podcast episode. Whew. I think I'll wake up at like 9 o'clock actually and schedule it, because that'll also give me enough time to timestamp the whole damn thing. So yeah, excelente. Jordan, you really did. You did a good job carrying it out. Can you tell me why you don't feel good after staying up this late?
Well, I have an upset stomach, so.
When'd you wake up today?
8 o'clock.
Nice. Same. Well, anyways. 1, 2, 3, amen. Wait, no. Yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3, amen.
Amen on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Amen.